It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. The heart of Massachusetts should be freedom, justice, and liberty. Freedom like pilgrims at Plymouth Bay. Salem trials had justice too late. The sons of liberty spilled the tea, and then the redcoats spilled their blood. The shot heard around the world rang out from the Bay State. Boston's strong and ready to defend. It's where revolution started and ends. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. Quincy Market, Freedom Trail, Charles River, Boston Harbor, Bunker Hill, Griffin Wharf, Fenway Park, Omar Charge. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day.
Boom.
Boom. Good morning.
Good morning.
And here we are again, rolling.
10 o'clock, heading to court, man. You know, it's really good stuff here. You know, do you know what this is about? This is not a voir dire saying, so to speak.
Yeah.
This is more of a Rule 14 motion because of the feds not disclosing or giving any information to both sides, really. And,
Right.
And
Yeah.
the prosecution is using that technicality as a 14 violation.
Okay.
So it's not so much are they qualified. It's
That's great.
it's more or less of, hey, we weren't given any notice to do our research because
Time out. They were on notice at the other trial.
Yes,
That's their responsibility to be up to speed to that stuff.
exactly. And the feds were given time to actually, if you want to talk to these people, you can, but they chose not to. You know, because didn't
we read a letter about that?
Yes. So both teams were notified that the feds were going to bring up the specialist. The first thing the feds did was to make sure Karen Reed did not do this. That's really what started the investigation with ACA. Okay, they asked ACA, "Hey, listen, we want to make sure it's scientifically impossible for a car to hit that car and a car to hit that body. It wasn't a car accident."
Correct.
Which they did.
Yes, they did. Yes.
They turned it over to the defense and the prosecution, and they still decided to go forward with the prosecution. The defense said, "Great, we're going to use it in our case." The prosecution tried to voir dire them, saying they weren't qualified. That failed, right? So now they get Brennan's trying again on his own Rule 14 motion violation. I don't know what spec of the law or words he's going to use. If he's going to use the federal, the feds would not give them any information or held back information. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, I can see that. No, I can see it. And what, Mike? You know what they're holding back?
What?
They're holding back the data that they use to come to their conclusion.
Okay.
That their conclusion is not wrong, but how they got to that conclusion, what steps they went through.
That's what I want. Okay, that's where I'm missing it right there. You're right. You're probably right. That's what Brennan's hoping to use with Canoni to get them thrown. I can't see it happening.
No,
I really can't, because I was watching the lawyer yesterday, and his father on, who was a federal prosecutor prosecutor, and he said the feds don't owe you anything.
No, they don't.
If you're a state court and the feds overrule you, you can, as a state court, you could never ever overrule the federal government. The federal government can overrule any state government.
Okay, I get it.
That makes sense, right? Like, so.
Yeah.
If you're the state and
the feds trump everything.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. They make the rules. They don't give a fuck what you think. They'll fucking, they'll step in and give you. They don't care, but they want to
Yeah, they
do
don't
it.
play.
No, they want to do it the right way, so both teams had access to the information that they were providing. But the Commonwealth decided, hey, you know what? We got big cojones. We're dirty little hamsters. We're gonna try it anyways. You know what I mean? And they threw Trooper
Yep.
Paul to the wolves. I mean,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Well,
Like that,
hey, he's running with the pack.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Papa
that.
Trout,
He
yeah,
didn't. They didn't get thrown to the wolves. He's running. He is a wolf. He's in that pack. They just turned on him. That's all.
right. Yeah, he's a dirty little hamster. I don't know. They
I
all
hate to say that he's gonna. Unfortunately, we're gonna be. That's gonna be remembered. That Trooper Paul stuff.
Yeah, and I just finished watching the post commission on fucking Divine again. You talk about dragging your feet, man, and not, just stop with the nonsense. Divine wants
They
to
go,
keep his license so he can do like details and all that other shit.
yeah,
Where the Falwells actually just gave it up. Like, we don't want nothing to do. You can have our licenses. We don't want to be, policemen anymore.
right.
But set another date for April 15th. Basically, that's all it was today. Seriously, I felt
Kick the
bad.
can down the road.
Yep. We need more information. I didn't have that information. Can you get it to me? I could just see the frustration in the post commission people, just like, come on.
Check
Like,
this out, Mike.
what?
Watch this. Driving by.
Where are you?
I'm in front of the courthouse.
Oh, is it packed? Oh, yeah.
Snapping.
Huh?
The flags are snapping in the wind.
You're going to be cold, bro.
They're all out there.
Yeah, but
Everybody's all bundled up.
well, what's good about today? Hopefully, our mods have it ready to go live at 11 o'clock. Whatever TV channel 25 is going to have it on. Whoever's going to have it on. Does anybody know?
Yeah.
So we can get it right up over here. You can go back to your car or have breakfast and get warm again.
Yeah, maybe.
But maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not, right?
Oh. Yeah. And did you read Olivia's article from last night?
No, I didn't get a chance.
All right.
What was it about?
Fanning.
Fanning?
Yes.
Oh boy.
She
keeps popping up, Mike. We highlighted that guy, right?
We did.
And he keeps popping up everywhere we go.
Exactly what she said.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, it was like 7 or 8 paragraphs. Flipperhead jumped in on it.
Uh-oh.
Because Flipperhead watches us. He knows like what we do about Fanning. And she tore him apart limb by limb in her article. Like, how is he even involved with this?
I'm gonna pop on back.
How much he's making. Why is a state trooper? Doesn't a sheriff usually do? I mean, just
did she go back to how did he become?
Yeah, she did break down how he knew Farwell. He was a Stoughton cop, but she didn't make we still don't know if he ever attended the academy.
See, that's the problem.
We don't. I have no clue if he ever attended the State Police Academy because she jumped right from Stoughton to Norfolk County District Attorney's Office right away. And maybe she does know, or I don't know. But that's something we do need to find out eventually. So yeah, the affidavit. Oh wow, the O'Keefe family just responded to having requests to the Chevy Traverse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like they have an option.
The attorney for John O'Keefe and his family has just filed a response to Karen Reed's request that experts be allowed to inspect and take measurements of JOK's Chevy Traverse, as well as the driveway and garage in the late Boston police officer's hometown of Canton. Central evidence, blah, 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 blah. So it looks like they're trying to fight it.
Why would they want that, Mike?
I don't know.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, so attorney Mark Diller, on behalf of the O'Keefe family, responds to defense Rule 1417 motion or authorizing defense access to the Lexus and the Traverse driveway at West Mountains Avenue, Canton County today. Yeah, yep.
Really now?
Yep. So they're trying to fight that, dude. Why would you want to fight that?
Again, right? That make no sense.
Why would you want to fight that? What the fuck?
That's messed up.
Okay,
Good. Here you
so
go.
so time out. So
Help prove this girl did what she did. Let's help you.
Trooper Paul gave Paul O'Keefe a demonstration himself with one of John's and Paul's buddies there.
Right.
Did the back out and did the excuse me, did the accident reconstruction, we'll call it,
Yeah.
at One Meadows.
Right.
What is going on, man?
How can they not allow the defense that, Mike?
Right.
How?
But my points being is they did it back in July after the trial, and now
Without asking Karen's defense team. Nice.
right, nothing. They just
Did they use Karen's vehicle, I wonder?
I'm not sure.
Was it the same time around the trial?
It was after the trial.
Okay.
Yeah. Like July 24th. They showed Paul probably said, I gotta see this. Show me. And that the Commonwealth did. Nikki thinks Bevel will allow it. Oh man.
So if he saw what we saw, Mike.
Right. And then
what?
Yeah, right.
How does he explain all that damage in the back of the vehicle that he's been driving around since it happened?
Well, couple of points I have. Yeah, you're right, Nikki. She'll allow them to do the testing, especially considering the other shady child. Yeah. So there's a great point. So if they can prove the tail light was planted, or better even yet, if they can prove the dog bites happened inside of 34 Fairview, all this is for naught, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because you have John in the house now. It's game over. Game over.
Yep.
You know who saw John go in the house was Karen. Watch John go in the house. I mean, come on.
Listen, we can talk about this all day long, guy.
But
really,
why would you file a fucking motion to fucking stop this? Why would you want? Why don't you want to know the fucking truth?
You do. They have the truth, Mike. They won't let us see it. That's all.
I'm trying to the O'Keefe's. Why are you going along with this and not saying, do it. Let's get everything we can to get every bullet in our gun loaded so that we know exactly as a family what is going on here.
Wait a minute. Don't we want to pin it on the girl?
That's been the word,
right? Isn't that? Or did they change it and not send the memo out to a lot of people? I don't know.
It's always been about pinning it on the girl. The guy never went.
Again, if they match up, her vehicle hit John O'Keefe's back of that vehicle. We know it hit. The marks line up, Mike. They line exactly up.
Yep. It's
her vehicle. Listen.
Yeah.
Her vehicle, 5,800 pounds, call it 6,000 pounds, is moving his vehicle, call it 1,000 less, call it 5,000 pounds.
Yep.
Two forces moving heavy stuff, stuff's going to give.
It's physics, dude.
Yeah. Plastic taillight's going to pop, which is what it did. Popped off. They took that piece, found it, brought it back to the scene. There you go.
I would love to. After today, we should hunt. Body people.
Yes, I do. I know a lot of body people.
Let's get a live stream with a body person on this who's dealt with hundreds, if not thousands, of broken taillights. And what happens when a polycarbonate taillight smashes in today's world?
Well, first off, I don't think they smash, Mike.
Right.
I don't think they don't break like glass that we used to.
What I'm trying to get at, Tommy, is that we need to talk to us like we're a 5-year-old again, okay?
Okay.
That's how we have to approach this whole thing. We have to just make it real easy, real smooth, and actually take the doubt away. Well, it could have happened. No, it can't happen because the physics don't lie. The science doesn't lie. Now we have a body shop guy that said, okay, this car was a rear end accident at 55 miles an hour. Look,
right.
It's completely gone. This one, any kind of polycarbonate taillight was done at 5 miles an hour, but the back bumper was damaged. So we're doing this one, but look there's no damage to the taillight. I mean, there's so many things we could do.
I gotcha.
I'm just throwing it out there for an idea. And
Yeah,
you can probably,
no. Yeah, I know a guy.
I got a guy.
He
Yeah,
he does new stuff and he does old stuff.
right. All right. So
So
on the docket today, we have Karen Reed's defense opposition to exclude ACA. All right. So
yeah,
we're trying to tell.
I'm gonna go in and get some of the motions.
All right. And Commonwealth's response to defense motion to compel production of a provisionally sound copy of the July 25th. Okay, from law enforcement. Trying to get the videos from law enforcement. To compel videos files of law enforcement custody. We're gonna Commonwealth's opposition to defendant's motion to exclude testimony. So we're trying to fight some of their expert witnesses or expert testimonies as well. So which is it's like tit for tat today, man. We're trying to get rid of James Cosby. Was he the dog expert? Yeah. What the fuck, man? Yeah, Andrea, you're right, man. It's like so after watching Turtle Boy, after listening to Lawyer we can't assume that everybody understands it the way we dog trainer. Thanks, Nikki. We can't assume that they all understand it. Like, you know what I mean? Even though they're an EMT, a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer. I mean, and if you are, you probably won't even get picked anymore. But you know, another point was made is that anybody of color, you know, we have Randolph as part of our Norfolk County District Attorney. We have Canton. We have Braintree. I mean, the stats show you that anybody of a color, if you take 100 white people, 100 black people, and you say, "Are you wary of the police or the government?" You're going to get more black people to swing that way. It's just stats. I'm not racist. I'm not any of that. I'm just talking a numbers game. That's the truth of it. And if you hit a win, like Aiden says, we're here to win. Let's win, right? Alan Jackson's speech was incredible. It was. If we won, it'd be the best one of the best speeches. It would be one of the best speeches of all times.
Yeah.
But we didn't. But here's the good part about this is that we're able to get another shot at the title, so to speak, right? And why wouldn't you go back and look at the tapes and readjust, which I know they are. Readjust and maybe say, hey, let's try it this way. Get a juror expert that goes out there and does background checks and does body language stuff. Spend the money, right? And I don't care if you're gonna pick a jury and it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't care. Those people, those 12 people, 15 people are gonna make a decision, and you want to make sure that you have the right ones. And you're thinking if you pick the smart ones, which I thought was a good move, that they would understand some of the bullshit. But this whole world distractors is pissing me off because if they could not write down in their notebooks things that didn't make sense, then shame on you. And if you thought Lucky Loughran was not you know
Of all people, of all people, Mike, right? Of all people, Lucky
Loughran and Barrows were the most believable people to me. You know what I mean? Like I was like, holy shit.
Barrows doesn't have a fight in the game. Lucky doesn't necessarily, except for the fact that we see it. They were going to try and put it on him.
They were going to frame him, and which I think he probably found out now. You know, probably like shit. I went by.
But listen, if they're going to blame, it's going to blame on a plow guy. What about Higgins? He was there the same time John was.
I would not be surprised if we see that. That's the whole thing. Denudo, Heather Matson, and Nagel don't see the Jeep, and they would have parked right behind it. That's the problem I have with that. The only two people that said there was a Jeep there are Jen and Matt, and Higgins.
What's up, big guy? How you doing?
That's the problem I have with it. Yeah, like Gloria Blue, get the basketball people that hit the hoop of. Like, who calls?
Hey,
who calls the dispatch?
Lots of people here.
If you're not telling the truth.
Hey, Henry. I know it's only been a couple weeks, buddy. You're all right. Mike, hold on a second, all right? Don't say nothing.
Yep, you got it, buddy.
Don't say nothing, all right? Hold on. Sorry. Let me get a copy of the motion. Is that it's gonna come through security. No problem. It's gonna be a problem, so you know.
Problem.
Yeah, I got my key back, key stop. Yeah.
Okay, everybody stand.
Prompter when you're ready.
Thank you kindly. Oh, did I set that off? One. I'll the carriage. Let's take the elevator.
So, yeah. And on the left side, it's a battery for making it stop. Okay, keep it stop. Just that's the battery right there first. And the other one's right here. Go ahead, yeah. Oh, I'm good, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now let me go in here and get the get that. Hi, how are you? Good. Put copy in motion, okay? That's possible. But can't read all of them. I need to get much I can get. Thank you. Have a good day.
What Tom's doing, man. He crazy. Tom's just outside. He's just he grabbed the motions from inside the courtroom, so we went black for a little while to make sure it wasn't any bullshit. So he should be on in a second. He's grabbing the motions. There
Hey,
he is.
lady, how you been? I like the outfit. It looks really warm. Are you warm in that? That's what
And
matters,
we're back.
girl, right? I like it. The dark. Look at the dark. Oh, look at it. So cute. I like the little eyeballs. Look at that. She's having a ball. So, Mike.
Yo, you got them all. Good.
You brat. How are you? Sorry about this morning. My car wasn't started. I had to get my car. I got all the motions.
Good for you, brother. Good for you. Good for you. We have to. You know what?
I can't hear you. You muted?
No.
Are you muted?
No, I'm not. No.
Hey, sweetheart. Mike, I think you're muted, man.
No, I'm not. Can the chat hear me?
I think you're muted. I still can't hear you. Let me jump out. I'm gonna jump out and jump back in.
All right.
Hold on.
Can you guys hear me? All right. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Awesome. Welcome, Glenn. Good to see you. Buddy.
Hey, there we go.
You got me?
Yeah. What's up?
No, I'm glad you have those. Those are nice to have. So put those in your car or whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, I got all the motions, Mike.
Yeah, good. Those are all gonna be heard today. So
that's a lot, bud.
I know.
Those are all the motions for today. They're gonna go over. That's a dude. Have a piece of paper or 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, look at this. It's all freaking massive. So
it's a lot. It's a lot to do with us versus them and them versus us.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning.
Sarah says hi.
Hey.
Don't forget to support Brian Hill Photography.
Yeah.
Brian, how you doing? How you doing with the computer thing? You getting any donations? Okay. Put some money away?
Definitely.
All right. Good. Keep squirreling the money away. When you're ready to pull the trigger, we'll do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Back on track.
Well, again, whatever you need, buddy, you let me know. We'll help you out. I got you.
It's dumb degrees with high winds.
Yeah. Listen, stay there. You're blocking half the wind, Scott.
I might get thrown right into you. So.
Hopefully, this starts right at 11.
How are you, Maria? Good to see you. How you been? Find the cat?
The cat, yes, I did. Oh my God, that was awful.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I hate doing that too because you don't know what you're gonna step on.
No, but
it's ice or a kid.
at the end of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. Hi, honey, how are you?
You're gonna try to drop Janet off right here.
Good. They should. These are.
You print those out at home?
No, I just went in and asked them.
Oh, they gave them to you?
Yeah. Every one of them, guy. Fuck off. Right?
I'm surprised they
Really?
started this at 11.
Why, dude? Why? Half this shit's nonsense. You know that? Half this legalese for bullshit. You can burn half this document and still be okay.
You're right. You're right, buddy.
Legalese right here, man. All that. Mike.
It really is, buddy.
Come on.
But I tell you, Tom, a lot of this court stuff is won in the pre-trial stuff, like what's allowed in and what's not allowed in. So
it's nothing but words, bud. Just words.
I know.
Mike,
Yo,
I've read all these yawning, drinking a chocolate martini.
No wonder why they're all alcoholics. I'd be drunk too if I had to read this nonsense every night. How? How do you do it? The parameters of the expert's opinions were not provided by the defendant prior to her first trial. Freaking seriously.
Hey, you think Hanky Panky Brennan's barking up the wrong tree, challenging Aka?
Listen, somebody had to sit down and write this. I want to know the person who wrote this. Who talks like this?
DW, thanks for the coffee, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, John, I believe it's more than just words. Yeah.
This is just it's unnecessary is what it is.
to you and me, it's just words, but to these guys, it's a legal filing, and it has to be
No,
worded.
I don't listen. I don't mean.
All right, okay, all right. Oh yeah, that's right. It's school vacation week, huh? That's right.
Listen, I don't mean to disrespect the legal people in that profession in any way,
Yeah,
but a lot of this is just people just doing it for a paycheck.
right.
Some of this stuff, like, why are you gonna fight Dr. Wolf?
And what's good today too is that we're going to hear that motion about the O'Keefe family today too. That should be in your filings.
The O'Keefe family, the same family that doesn't let us use and look at the vehicle that she backed
That-
into. That
yeah,
that one.
they're gonna have that should be in your pile of legal bullshit you have in your hand right there. That's gonna happen
Tom,
today.
if you think
Not
about
right.
it, if Hanky puts Acker up there on a voir dire,
Yep,
who hired you? The FBI.
true.
Like, how's that
Hey,
gonna work?
Dina, how are you? It's good to see you. How's everything? You healthy this year so far?
7 days with the cold.
I like the
That's my
freaking.
shirt.
I love the blue. I like that color
That was
blue.
my shirt, Tom. I
Look
bought
at
a
that.
couple of years ago.
That's beautiful. I like that color blue.
You haven't
That's
seen that
freaking not
before?
not this color.
No? Yeah.
That's pretty nice, huh?
Someone said you keep me sign warm?
There you go.
Yes, I am.
No doubt. I like that. Whatever it takes, right?
Whatever it takes.
Where is he? Where is he? Did he go in? No.
Can't. Oh, that can't.
Oh no. No. We have the little girl saying hanky spanky now. Oh, there he is. There he is. Have a good day.
Call him dirty hamster.
Have a good day.
You dirty hamster.
Oh. Hey, that motherfucker needs a jacket. That dude makes me look cold, bud. He always walking without a jacket. You notice that?
You know why?
That guy never wears a jacket. Ever.
He doesn't want to check it in.
What station you from?
No, now, Tom. You can
All right. You're always here.
Seems like a pretty good crowd.
Happy New
for
Year.
a cold 15 degrees day out. So what do you think? Is Judge Canoni going to allow the motion to not use
I think this is wrong.
I know, but do you think she's going to accept or deny the motion to exclude the defense to use his driveway?
I don't see how she can't. It's evidence in the trial. You know what I mean? It's direct evidence. I don't see how she can't.
Well, the way
Hi, how you doing? Good.
I guess
Look warm.
maybe they saw something in their own little crime scene makeup that they saw something they didn't want everyone to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't want that. But to me, it's just you can't do that. But Olivia tore apart Fanny yesterday.
Of course. Dude, would you want her against you? That girl with all the evidence and stuff she's running with?
No, but
Come on.
What a well-written article. If you guys haven't read that Olivia article from last night, I don't know what time it published, but it was close to midnight. And then Flip Ahead jumped on it too.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Wow.
Good. There's your boy. Yeah, he just walked in. There you go.
She's having a blast.
News crew.
Is he heading in?
He'll be right back.
All right. I don't want to bother, but you just tell him like, hey, great show last night and the other night you get a chance.
The leg just gonna give wrap him up. So he's trying to get in touch with Aiden, but he's so busy.
Hey, does anybody in the chat know where it's gonna be live
He
streamed?
said we could wrap it up, so we'll push that.
Yeah, it's the word raffle.
No, it's
a giveaway.
it's a phone game. That's all. That's all. We took it, donated. Who wants them? That's all. Simple. Simple. Flag that's snapping. Oh.
Yeah, so it's gonna be on NBC 10 too.
Yeah,
You can watch
Yeah.
it right here. We're gonna have it here live. We got it.
yeah. Hey, Shay, what grade are you in at school? No? Oh, sorry.
Same as
Yep,
always. Same
yep, gotcha.
So people
Yep, sorry about that. No, you're right.
Then you still grab your backpack.
I guess she's homeschooled, so that's cool.
Well, that's cool. That's good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How we doing, my friend?
What's up?
Good to see you.
You want thin ice these days?
There was no ice.
Yeah,
No
okay,
more ice
okay.
left.
All right.
Well, walking on water, actually.
Good answer, Tom. Good answer. I read between the lines on that one.
But technically, I am. Look at, it's all ice.
I know. Well, remember last time, man? It was crazy.
Trooper Hardman said he's retiring soon. Do you think he's going to join us after he retires?
Listen, I might ask him if I can warm his handcuffs up. They're brand new. I can stretch them out for him, right? This must be jury duty, right? Jury's pool. Here we go. Yeah. Imagine being in jury and seeing this across the street. Fucking,
No.
oh my God,
Well,
Scott.
you remember how much of a chaotic jury selection it was on
Last
trial
time.
one?
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to be like this time?
And we were wicked trying not to get any juror on film.
No, we
We did a
kept-
good
we
job
kept
with
the
that. Yeah, we did a good job with that. Nice.
Hi, kids.
Kevin's conflicted, all right.
That's a good screenshot. Right there. Nice. Nice sign. Who made the signs? Man, I love it.
I put pictures up and I look for pictures and go on.
I love how you did her hair.
Yeah,
yeah.
I did a clown show mess up too.
Yeah. There's a message and a message and a message. Oh, people with Mike,
Well,
people
I
are so thoughtful.
One of the jury.
Hey, what's up, lady? How are you? You know Scott?
Hi, Shay.
He's here all the time too.
Did she see Turtle yet? Yeah.
Ice.
Exactly what she wanted to do on school vacation.
I know, huh? Really? Waiting for this. Can't read today? That is so nice that she's just so energetic. You know what I mean?
She is gonna be so much of a like.
She's getting better. She seems like she's more. She's the crowd doesn't bother her as much. It doesn't seem like she's into it. Yeah. Good. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. Well,
What we think
she knows how to run too. Turn around and like she's 8 steps away, not 2. Yeah. Well, let's right to Allison.
A friendly welcome.
Oh yeah.
Hey, hit that like and subscribe,
Mike.
people. Yeah.
Mike, say hi to Jess.
Jess. Hey, Jessica. Hey, oh.
Mike saying hi. Good morning.
Good to see her.
Yeah, she's always here.
How many weeks in a row now, Tommy?
Jess, how many weeks? 60? 62.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. 62, Mike.
That's incredible.
Who's this? Who's this? Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
I hope they allow the O'Keefe's driveway to be used. I really do. Well, you can tell by the no chins who they are. It's the chinless group.
That was easy. That was easy.
60 weeks of weak charges. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And there's a coffee on the ground that didn't get stepped on, so I'm shocked about that. That's coming.
When you go to breakfast, you should offer a trooper if he wants a cup of coffee on the way back.
Well, here's the problem. They may want one, but they can't take one.
Oh, okay.
Because how do you know what's in it?
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't want. You're right. You're right.
They're going in, probably. Yeah, he's going in. He wishes him luck as he walks up the stairs. He's been there before.
Oh,
Aiden, there goes Aiden.
he's going back in.
Doesn't have a lot of dumb decals on his computer like Grant.
I know. He's got his computer. He's going in. Jerry pool.
That was funny though when he was making he got caught by mistake with his computer open and he tweeted great.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yep, is the yep, here they are.
Hello, how are you?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
help.
ice here. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah. Nice.
She's such a nice lady, huh?
She's awesome.
I mean, with all that's going
Yeah,
on, really, that's all that's going on in the world.
When do you not see Janet smiling, you know?
Never.
No,
She's always here too. Good for her.
wow,
Happy that she's good.
so cool, man.
All right, here's the problem.
Talking to them about it now.
What's the problem?
Hold on. Phone's dying rather quickly.
What happened?
My phone's dying real quick.
Oh, the cold, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the cold just snaps it, takes it.
Oh yeah, because it's got to keep it a certain temperature. Well, we had 15 minutes before live time. Okay.
So Karen should be coming anytime soon.
Yeah. So you want to get in position for that? Wherever side?
Yep.
I don't know what side?
Where's she coming from over there?
I would think things are going to stay the same. If anybody knows, if Dick's in the chat, maybe he knows. I don't know.
I don't see why they can't. There she is right there.
All right.
She's right there.
Okay. We watched that ice stuff, Tommy.
Yeah, I got the ice. It's everything else. There he is. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Look good. We want to thank you for all you do for Karen. We know you go in with her. I don't know your position, but I know you're part of that crew. So with that said, thank you very much.
Everyone's trying to help.
Yep. Much we see you. That's one of the like the young interns.
Yeah.
Call them.
Yeah.
They do a lot of work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're trying to prove themselves too. So
A lot of college professors are teaching us in class.
oh, it's a real teachable moment now.
Oh, they're over at the church, huh? Okay, cool. Is that
What,
Esty?
the sidewalk? It's all a mess. She's better off walking in the street. No, right in the street. The sidewalk's a mess.
Is that Esty or no?
Yeah,
All right.
this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good move because the sidewalk's a disaster.
Yeah, someone will go down on that.
Yep. No, anybody, especially girls in heels.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, be
Sidewalk.
careful. Yeah. All right, Kurt's got her. We're good.
Tommy, watch yourself, okay?
Look at what she's facing. Nothing but love, right?
Oh yeah, buddy.
The last week.
All right.
Big crowd. Big crowd.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one today, bro. T-shirts. Yeah, yeah, we have T-shirts, and I don't know how to
I
get
can't
them.
hear you. What?
I'm talking to one of the mods in the chat. Yeah,
Oh. That's pretty good, huh?
yeah, that was awesome. Good job.
All right,
Tommy.
everybody's in. Check.
So it's 10:48. We got a couple minutes. I would head to the car if you can, buddy. I hope everybody stays warm out there. It's frostbite material today. So across the street right now, they have jury duty going on for our jury, you think, or for other people? Give me. It's
God
definitely.
bless you. Be careful.
Okay. All right, cool. So choose the trial. It's gonna start. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Bob. Bob. Thanks, man.
There's that.
Did you see Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was there.
All right.
Yeah.
So where's everybody going now?
No idea.
Everybody's dispersing to the cars
Yep.
or going to the library or whatever it might be.
I'm going to the car.
Yeah, I would. Man, it's cold. So yeah, 10 more minutes before it goes live on channel. I sent one of the mods the link. I think she's got to get it hooked up. I haven't heard back from her, so
Yeah.
I think she's all set. Yeah. Just want to check with the mods if we're ready to go at 11 for the actual court trial.
Yeah. I'm going that way.
Oh, court TV Live is gonna have it on too as well.
Yeah, but we got gigged on them.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
There's a station we can use that's open.
Yeah, channel 20. I gave it to the mod, channel 10.
Yeah.
Oh geez, even WBZ is gonna have it on today too. Wow.
Oh God, this is huge.
Yeah, it's a big day today. All the new stations got it going on. You know what? It's school vacation week, right? Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to the Mothwell file. Robert Devine post commission.
Oof, ugly.
Just another kick in the can down the
Just-
down the
Just
down,
forget about. Just don't talk about it. Forget about it for now. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah, so it's back on for April 15th. If you guys want to put it in your calendars, April 15th. It's fucking crazy. I did watch the Gabby Bettino documentary yesterday. That was interesting.
Gabby Bettino. Why do I know that name?
She's the one that went on the cross country drive with the
Oh, yeah, the girl. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So Melanie, all right. So everybody's got it pretty much going. We all got it going. No one has a live screen yet. Okay.
no, but we'll get it. It'll be up.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I just need everybody to just take the second and hit the like and subscribe. Hey, Kevin from South Boston, hit the like and subscribe. Yeah.
Update.
What?
Everybody, everyone that went over to Etsy's channel and liked and subscribed, I want to thank you very much. She got 1,200 subscribers, Mike, in 30 hours.
You were telling me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Jack, helped her with that.
Yeah. It looks like she's got in with the reads now, and is going to probably have some good, intel, so to speak.
I'm sure. I'm sure she will. I mean, other than her rear end being sore. Listen, I don't envy anybody sitting on those benches.
But if you're there for a higher reason, so to speak, a better reason.
No, that lasts about 5 minutes. It is painful.
I'm glad you're being awesome. I'm glad you're being truthful, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's you ain't got a pillow. You ain't got You got problems.
I noticed that the O'Keefe's had it. They had pillows and stuff. Yeah.
They get stationed in there for them.
Yeah. Someone mentioned last night on Aiden's show that I wish they switched sides. They had. There we go.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That would be different. No, I didn't see Carl.
All right. No. Yeah. No.
But yeah, I'm wicked happy that we got her past. We got her over 1,000 subs. That makes me happy. Any other channel small we've tried to help. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We try. You know what?
Because it helps Karen in the end.
I like seeing people succeed that try.
Oh yeah. But Mike, this helps Karen.
Yeah, it helps helps her, Karen. It helps with her time. It's going for a good cause, and even though she drives everywhere, dude, she drives to Stoughton some days. Remember those days?
Yep.
And just now she can kind of like use some people's feeds and get some insight and talk to Karen and get some special stuff. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff that can happen with this.
Yes, Aiden's here today.
Yeah. So I don't know. No, Tom. I think Tom's got an assistant scout today. I'm not sure.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Friend of a friend. Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting today. There's Amy. I hope you're doing well, sweetheart.
Yeah, girl. How you doing?
I hope you're doing good.
Fuck cancer.
Yep. I'm so happy that she said hi, that she's here with us.
So what is the temperature outside? I wonder, Tom.
Cold. It's freaking cold.
Does it say that in your phone? No, Will is not there today. No, I don't see Will.
No, I did not see Will. Hold on, I'll tell you what. What does it say? 22 degrees.
And then the wind's blowing, right?
Oh, the wind's howling.
All right, yeah. So the O'Keefes are trying to block the defense from doing their own accident reconstruction, so to speak, of Karen backing out of the driveway, hitting the traverse. And it was done on July 24th with Trooper Paul Paul O'Keefe and one of his friends watching it happen. We don't have any video of that, but we know what happened. And now we're trying to duplicate that as a, as a motion, and they're trying to block it. So yeah, that's one of the things. Do you have that paperwork with you? It's in there.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. So it tells you.
Mike, you ready?
Yes.
Motion to exclude employees of ARCA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Motion to impound all the ARCA stuff.
Sanctions.
So it can't be used, right?
Yep.
Motion defendant to exclude the testimony of James W. Crosby, PhD.
He's the bite guy, I believe, for the Commonwealth.
Yep, veterinary medical science. They want to exclude. There's a motion to exclude that.
That's the defense doing that, though. Yes, right?
That affidavit. It's Commonwealth versus Karen Reed.
Yeah, but who's trying to exclude who? That's the defense trying to exclude.
All right. Support of, well, it says here, defendant's motion to exclude the testimony.
Yeah. Defendants excluded, yeah.
Of the Commonwealth's witness, Crosby. The defense wants to kick Crosby out.
Correct.
Pre-trial conference. Yeah. Got that paperwork.
Yeah. Thanks, Ruby. Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Commonwealth's response to defendant's motion to compel discovery.
Yeah.
Chain of custody logs, evidence logs. I want to read that one. Unredacted copy of MSP report number 26. Depth to the investigation of Sandra Birchmore.
That's interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That will open up a whole can of worms.
Unredacted copy of the public record response relating to all email correspondence and communications associated with Sandra Birchmore investigation.
Yeah.
Whoops. Unredacted copy of all reports, communications, handwritten law enforcement notes, and or other documents from the Sandra Birchmore investigation concerning material law enforcement witness in this case.
Yeah, John Miller, the bite guy isn't a real doctor. Right.
Commonwealth opposition to defendant's motion to reconsider reciprocal discovery motion. Say that 8 freaking times. No. Commonwealth motion to impose sanctions pursuant to Mass Criminal Rule 48.
Yeah,
I got that here.
Yeah, that's what a fucking asshole.
Right?
Sorry for swearing.
It's about those within the work cell phone of Massachusetts Michael Proctor. Whatever. Defendant Karen Reed's opposition to Commonwealth motion to exclude employees of ARCA. That's a big one. Commonwealth's response to defendant's motion to compel production of a forensically sound copy of the January 29th video surveillance footage in law enforcement custody.
Right?
Whoa. Yeah, we're keeping that one.
There's a lot going on, man.
Oh my God. Affidavit in support of Commonwealth's response to defendant's motion to compel production of a forensically sound copy of video surveillance. Oh my God. Commonwealth's opposition to defendant's motion. This is back and forth stuff, guy.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. Hopefully she makes goddamn rulings today. I don't take it, blah, 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 it goes under advisement, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Who knows? But she's been pretty spot on. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Hank's trying to get rid of Dr. Marie Russell's voir her testimony and her trial testimony.
The only thing I can think of, Tom, is Hanky Pank is so, I know, right? Is so like not gonna miss a dot across a T. He's gonna make sure if he wins all the way, and if he loses, I gave it everything I could. That's the way I see it, and like any good lawyer would do, right? But not a chance to be under advisement. You think people think she's gonna make a bench decision today?
I don't know. I there's so much here, Mike.
Right.
97, 497 to 509, Mike.
What's that?
Numbers. The
Oh,
numbers
okay.
at the top
Oh,
of
yeah.
each motion.
Yeah, the motions, right. Diddy on X has got unposted as well. What we need to
All of
do
them?
for your, hey, yeah, what we need to do is at your house is get you a scanner so you can use scan and go right online with them. Right?
I can just take a picture of them.
That too. But someone already has them on there too. But if you were keeping like how you memorialized all the live events, if you
Yep.
wanted to do the same thing, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin from Southie is in the chat. Yep, he is.
1,000 people in the chat. Nice to see everybody. Wow.
Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe, guys. I know it sounds repetitive, but it does actually work with the algorithms. Blah 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 blah.
This is a lot of paperwork here, bud.
I know. Imagine being a lawyer and have to go through every single one of those pages. No one.
No, I'm good.
Imagine. I know RVA. I know. I'm wishing. I don't know. How much do you think she takes under advisement? I don't know. Oh,
Mike,
what?
right?
I know.
Right?
I know.
Wait. What's that mean?
What? Specially appointed? Allowed 212.25. So the emotion was allowed, not the actual. It was allowed to be submitted, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Which one is that? What motion is that?
Motion to impound.
Okay. Oh, all right. That's something different. Yeah.
The letters contained.
Yeah. So whatever gets discovered here won't go out to the public. It'll just go to the people involved with the trial, the meeting, Karen.
The letters back and forth should be considered confidential and not subject to public disclosure.
Yeah, right. That's fucking shady shit, man.
I can see you're saying aloud. That one. Let's see if anything else.
I wonder if we get we're still waiting for CBO. Yeah, 11 a.m. Still not. It's 11:04.
Ratty baby.
Let's see.
Yeah, ratty baby.
Where else is the Young Jerks have it on? Just so you know, I don't know what station he has on though. But the Young Jerks have the inside of the courtroom on right now. I don't know what he's using though. All right, Amy. I'll talk to you later, man. So yeah, ACA won't be there today. That's just a motion to see it. Yeah.
Think about this. If they allow ACA, they got to allow where ACA come from. Like, why are you involved in this case?
Well, that's a question for the defense to bring up too. I know there was like Eden's insurance company hired by the defense, but you remember what Jackson said?
That don't make no sense, though.
But Jackson said, "Oh yeah, I didn't hire you. You don't know me. We've never met before." So Jackson had them no prep and just fucking went at them with regular questions, and the prosecution had the same exact opportunity to do the same and failed, obviously. The federal information with ACA is impounded, right? So yeah, that's what I was getting at. So there's so many little nuggets here that can't be overlooked that are very important. That seem minute to some people, but are very important.
How does that happen though?
Because the feds are involved, and they are
people gonna know enough to ask that question?
What do you mean? Are the feds involved?
Yeah.
The
juror's not going to know that.
Nearby, buses are now replacing service along the Mattapan trolley line.
Nice read. All right. I was told counsel wanted to see me at sidebar.
Oh my God.
Here we go. I'm going to mute myself in and out every now and then, all right?
Yep.
Just so I don't...
I should do the same.
Lauren Crime, believe it or not, dinged us last time, I know. So we start off with a ripping sidebar, folks. Bunt down the first base line. I love how Cassie said that I don't even see Paul O'Keefe. I see right through him. That was awesome. That was awesome. This isn't live. What is this, like a replay? Oh, this is the earliest. I'll tell you what, ever since this second trial, she has been on time. I'll give it to her, man. I'll give it to her. Oh, the Sullivan girls are there again. Ugh. And where's Paul's wife? Where's Paulie's wife? Now, these are the same girls who are pumping their fists and giving the peace sign last time. The Young Jerks is behind. Okay. Here we go. I fucking love Barbara Lisi. So are they still muted? No sound. Shit. How do we get sound? Okay. We're working on it. Okay.
Fox, Boston 25, they're agreeing to my motion in its entirety. They've asked for the courtesy if I could wait until March 1st to receive all of the information. I expect they'll file it with the court.
Okay.
And so with the court's permission, I would ask Your Honor to endorse that agreement. Attorney Albano expresses his regret he couldn't be here. He had another engagement.
Okay. All right, I will. So March 1st before they can get it here? Was that the
Yes, they
date you
They'll
said?
have it on or before March 1st.
Okay. All right, so that motion is allowed by agreement and the order is right here, Mr. Clerk. All right. Next, I did amend the scheduling order, so we don't need to hear that anymore, right? And I tried to do it, Ms. Little, to save you from working an entire weekend. You got it early enough to do that, right? On the 10th of February?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So paper number 483. This is the motion to compel production of a forensically signed copy of the January 29, 2020 video surveillance footage in law enforcement custody. And the opposition, Jim, I don't have a docket number on this. I think it was just filed. The Commonwealth's opposition in response. Do you have a paper number? Okay.
I'm sorry, the opposition to.
Defendant's motion to compel production of a forensically sound copy. We'll get started in the argument and you can give me that.
506.
Great, thank you.
That's the response.
Right. Okay. Who's arguing this motion for the defendant?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. My comments will be relatively brief. We filed this motion basically because we had no choice. We were following the court's instructions, meeting with Mr. Brennan after court the last hearing, which was the 6th, about the download of the video footage that apparently has been stored, or at least we believed at the time last week, had been stored on some sort of an iCloud. We were told that this was an account of a retired detective, as explained by Mr. Brennan. We met after court. Mr. Brennan told us that we told Mr. Brennan that we did not need an expert to fly out and go through all the machinations of having someone present. If all the information was a download from some iCloud account, unnamed iCloud account, as long as that was videotaped, we were fine with it. And that was basically the agreement. That was the information that we had at the time. We're predicating that on a conversation that we had with Mr. Brennan in January, I think it was January 22nd. He indicated that he went to Canton PD the same date, and the court will recall December 12th was the date of what I've referred to as sort of the wild goose chase, that we sent an expert out, etc. That same afternoon, apparently Mr. Brennan went to the Canton Police Department and found out that there was, in fact, additional video. Which was news to us. He claims that it was news to him. And putting aside how odd that is, after 3 years of being told we have everything, he went on to explain in very specific form in a telephone conversation that he had met with a retired detective. At the time, he could not remember the detective's name. He said that the detective believed that he kept a copy of the January 29 video that we were looking for, and that he said that it was on a work computer's iCloud account. Mr. Brennan said that they intended to download it from the iCloud, turn it over, and that's the point at which we said, if you don't mind, just hold on that, because we're litigating ultimately this issue, which was the litigation we had on February 6th. So we had the hearing. The day after court on the 6th, after we reached this agreement that the iCloud would just be downloaded and videoed, we received an email from Ms. McLaughlin, and that changed the parameters of what we had believed and what we'd been told by Mr. Brennan. And it sounded more like this. The Commonwealth changed the story from some work computer iCloud account to the footage was being stored on what's called the, quote, department's video file system. It's very different than a retired officer's or a retired detective's work computer's iCloud, which is what Mr. Brennan believed at the time and what we were led to believe at the time. So we asked for clarification. Ms. Little sent an email saying, I'm confused. Now you're talking about something that looks like a much more formal system called the department's, the CPD video file system. So we want, that's fine, no problem, download the videos, but we want the metadata and the log files that are associated with that. If it's on a formal file system, it's going to have metadata for the upload, for any access to the data, and for the download. We want the metadata and the log files as well. And that's the key entirely to the audit trail that we're interested in. Historically, we have been asking for videos, for all this video surveillance to be preserved and provided for about 3 years. And this has been one of the centerpieces of this litigation. When we asked for that additional metadata and the log files, Mr. Brennan, in my opinion, took an odd position, which is, nope, we had an agreement. We met right back there in that room. We said that you could videotape the download of the videos. You don't get anything else. If you want anything else, go to court and file a motion, which is why we had to file this motion. We don't think that it was necessary. This is metadata that is literally in the Commonwealth's possession as we speak. They have it. We're entitled to it. It's simple. That's all we're asking for. Mr. Brennan referred to the video files being placed on Canton Police Department detective file, which is yet another name for where this mysterious video may be held. And we said, it's easy to get the metadata. Let's just do a quick forensic image. It'll take less than a day. And all we want is the metadata for the 24-hour period, 23 hours and 59 minutes to be exact. And we don't need to file the motion. The first question I have is, why would the Commonwealth even object to this? It doesn't seem like something that they would want to object to. This is in their possession. They know that they've got it or they've got access to it. Why wouldn't we get it? These videos, again, have been a pain point for this case. These videos have been a pain point for this case for time immemorial, since the beginning of the case. We've been demanding that footage from 2022, January 29th, 2022. We were told explicitly on December 12th that no footage existed when we went out and had an expert look at the DVR. Their analyst actually called Mr. Brennan when our expert, who was on the floor at Canton PD, asked, are there any original files that are in the possession of Canton PD? The analyst went, I think her name was Colleen Crawford. It was Colleen Crawford. She went and called Mr. Brennan, according to our analyst. Mr. Brennan then informed Ms. Crawford to tell our expert, get it from the defense. Whatever, if you want original files, get it from the defense, knowing full well that we don't have it. If we had it, we wouldn't be there. And then it was that same day that miraculously the Canton Police Department revealed that in fact it did have some video footage on this either iCloud or video system. We take the position very clearly that this is Brady information, it's exculpatory information. The audit trail is also Brady and exculpatory because the audit trail will tell us information that we won't otherwise have from the raw video. How did the footage end up on the system? When did the footage end up on the system? Who put it on the system? How many times has it been accessed? Has it been accessed at all? Has it been altered? Has it been manipulated? Has anything been deleted? Those are all data points that will be embedded in the metadata and the log files. The only way to answer those questions is for us to get it. That's all. And that's all we were asking of Mr. Brennan. We are surprised that he would object to that because we would think that in point of fact, he would want those same data as well. Mr. Brennan made a point of saying, when he first came on this case, look, we want to give Ms. Reed a fair trial. We want to be as transparent as possible. And my hope is that was not just lip service for the media. I don't know why the Commonwealth would object to this. There's no reason to object to it. They have it. We want it. And now we're asking for the court to order it. I'll submit.
Mr. Brennan.
It seems like another effort to portray some type of injustice wrought upon the defense that half the facts are left out of the presentation. So to talk about reality, the reality is that I invited them to come download the DVR, NVR, where they full well knew that I had no idea if there was still video on there, and why would they be 3 years later? And after they filed a motion making representations that weren't accurate, I no longer had the confidence to have off-the-record agreements with the defense. There has to be a certain level of confidence that when you have an agreement and you try to help the other side, that the memory of the discussion is going to be portrayed accurately. And in losing confidence, the best way to practice for discovery is motion. And yet the court asked me to meet with the defense after court, and I will always honor the court's request. So because of your order, we met with the defense. Now, as a matter of background, when they came out to look at the DVR, there was no motion. That was by invitation. It wasn't lip service. It wasn't trying to spin a story for the media. It was a good faith effort to accommodate the defense to an entitlement that they weren't actually entitled to. I didn't go on the 12th and speak to the police officers because we were here on Dr. Russell. I went after because I wanted to know more about the cameras. I had never visited the station. I wanted to know about the process. And I wanted to ask firsthand anybody that was there about the process because I wanted to do due diligence. And when I met with the chief and other officers, I was told by a retired sergeant who was there, DGM Petro, that he was the officer who would download video upon request. He never downloaded a 24-hour period. He was never asked to. There was never a motion to. When the government would ask, or state police would ask for a download of a particular event, like the Sallyport area, he would download it. And what he told me is that that is on the DVR, an independent unit that has all the metadata and the logs if it still survives time. He said when he would download it, he then had his own hard drive at his office, and there was different files. One was called detective file because he's a detective. And he'd simply click and drag a copy of whatever he filed or copied for the government or the state police before. It wasn't a full accounting of all the metadata or all the video. It was whatever he decided to copy because he was asked to copy it. And so I thought, well, there's more information that exists. It's not going to be a 24-hour period. It's probably going to be cumulative, but I wouldn't know unless I looked. Now, the standard practice is the Commonwealth would then just ask the detective to download a copy, and we'd meet our Rule 14 obligations by providing it to the defense. It's as simple as that. The defense is entitled to know more. There's nothing mysterious about it. There's no hiding about it. There's no story. It's just video on the detective file on his hard drive. But I called the defense, not only due diligence, professional courtesy, to say, you are already involved in the process with the NVR DVR. I've already invited you to bring an expert. I want to download this information that he copied over time and give you a copy. And they said, we don't know how we feel about that. Can you wait? I did not want to wait. I don't want any video being overwritten or destroyed. It was against my judgment, but I was deferring to the defense request to wait. And now it has become part of the spirit of their argument of oppression that somehow there's something odd or miraculously hidden about this. It is simply video that the sergeant clicked and dragged to another file that we can go in, click and drag it to a hard drive, and give them a copy. After you asked us to speak in the back room, the 6 of us were there. We had a conversation. We said we would simply copy the video, and then as another measure, which was unnecessary, we'd actually videotape it. Now, we did that because the defense wanted us to, and also it seems if it's on videotape, it can limit baseless allegations later. So we were happy to do it. And then when we got back to the office, the request changed. Under the spirit of Brady violations and due process, it was suggested that we were supposed to engage now in a different process, and that was metadata. I don't even know if the detective file has metadata. I don't actually know exactly what they're looking for. It is a simple click and drag process. Whatever video exists with the sergeant, we will give them. We're obligated to give them. The only delay has been because they've asked for all these different accommodations and different styles of doing it. And so we want to meet our responsibility, download the videos, and simply give them to the defense. There's nothing else about this issue. It's that simple. And technically, we don't have any other obligation other than to download it. It seems as though when I extend courtesies and obligations, it becomes complicated. It's not a complicated process. So we'd like to finish our Rule 14, download the video, give it to the defense, and then they can make any commentary or argument they want about it.
How quickly can you do that?
I imagine we could do it one day, but today is, it'll be done by the end of the week.
You want to make, I'd be heard briefly,
Yes,
very, very briefly.
take your time.
Thank you. Mr. Brennan's confidence notwithstanding, I don't know what to say about that, pretty immaterial, what his level of confidence is. I'm more concerned about his obligations as the representative of the Commonwealth. And he really didn't talk about the metadata in his argument. He didn't talk about the metadata in his written presentation, his opposition, because he knows that we're entitled to it. That's all we're asking. One thing I really agree with him on, this is simple. This shouldn't be a fight. He's got video data. He's got metadata associated with that video data, and there's probably, maybe, log files. If there are, we're entitled to them, and he should want to give those over to us. He just indicated that this detective file, whatever it is a hard drive. Every electronic storage device has metadata on it. So even if it's a drag and drop, makes it sound super simple, that electronic drag and drop will have metadata associated with it. That hard drive, every time it's accessed and the data on it is accessed, also will have metadata. Euphemistically, it's called electronic fingerprints. Every single, whether it's a thumb drive, a hard drive, or a server, every one of them have metadata on it. So it's not difficult. We're interested in the videos, but we're also interested in the data that is behind the videos as well. And I wouldn't be nearly so concerned. And Mr. Brennan makes this argument, well, the defense is just up here, you know, again, pontificating about how they've been oppressed, I think is his word. Nobody's talking about oppression. We're talking about fairness. We have been told from day one, before the first trial ever started, Your Honor, this court recalls this. We don't have any further video evidence. Whatever videos we have, we've given them over to you. Then on April 4th, in the shadow, of the trial starting, we get more video. Where did that come from? Then in the middle of trial, we get more video. Happens to be an inverted video. Where did that one come from? Then on October 24th, we get more video. This past October 24th, well after the trial, we get more video of Brian Higgins out at the location of CPD on his phone. Where are these dribs and drabs of video coming from? That's all we're asking. And Mr. Brennan should want
That
the
October 24th,
fourth.
did that video come with the metadata?
No, it's just video. It's a video file. And I'll also, that's a great point, Judge. When you have a hard drive that's storing video files, my understanding, and again, I'm no expert, my understanding is that hard drive will likely have some sort of an EXE program, an executable program on it to play the video or to store the video. It'll also have potentially some sort of video player, maybe a proprietary player on it, and then there's going to be the file. So that's what we're asking for. What's the metadata associated with all those things? It's not a hard ask, it's not a heavy lift. There's no reason to justify, well, you know what, I'm just going to drag and drop this and you get the video and nothing associated with the video. That's all we're asking.
Any further response, Mr. Brennan?
Your Honor, there's no attempt to deprive the defendant of anything. In fact, historically, if we look back, we invited them to come to the actual hard drive and do it themselves, and they declined. So this isn't an issue where the government is trying to hide something or keep something from them. If there was obvious metadata, we would provide it, but I don't understand this is that type of system. So they're asking for certain things that I don't think we can accommodate. If they want to come, they're invited. If the court wants me to inquire of a retired sergeant detective about metadata, I'll do that. But the issue is going to become that when we drag and click these videos, and if there is no metadata or logs of what they say they're looking for, there's going to be yet another accusation. And I do not want to invite needless accusations when it's beyond our duty. Our duty is to provide the video. What more can we do than to invite the defense themselves to come into the Canton Police Department and take a look at the system? So if there's something they want, then we'll copy it.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, Ms. Giannetti, the next one should be fairly quick and simple. The motion for Pro Hoc Vici. I asked you before when Mr. Alessi joined us, you have a rather vague good cause exists to grant this motion because Mr. Betterow, is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes.
Betterow has specialized skill and knowledge in representing defendants in matters of this nature. I asked you last time what you mean by that.
Right.
I need another affidavit. As soon as I get another affidavit that has a little bit more in it, I'll likely allow the motion.
Understood. And would the court require further oral argument, or do you anticipate potentially allowing it on the papers, Judge?
I would probably allow it on the papers unless I know there's an opposition, but
Okay, thank you.
it's rare. All right, but I need a more detailed affidavit.
Your Honor, may I have just a moment with counsel? Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, the next one's paper.
May I be heard briefly?
Yes,
May I be heard briefly?
yes. So I did just say unless there was an opposition. Is this an opposition?
It's not an opposition, but I have some thoughts that I want to share with the court.
Okay,
It's not an opposition because I think a defendant who's presumed innocent has the right to counsel of their choosing. I think it's a very fundamental right. And I don't think the Commonwealth should dabble in taking a position trying to prevent an accused from having counsel of their choice. That being said, as Your Honor may be aware, Mr. Betterow is also an attorney for Mr. Kearney. And that is something that I think the court should consider and be thoughtful about for a couple of reasons. There is a history, a symbiotic relationship between Ms. Reed and Mr. Kearney. There is a history of documented evidence showing the sharing of discovery between the parties. And inevitably, that discovery is promoted in such a way that abuses, harasses, and bullies witnesses in this case. not unmindful that there's over a dozen indictments against Mr. Kearney, which Mr. Bedrow is representing him for. Now, it's not great clarity, but it's been represented that there is a relationship between Mr. Bedrow, Mr. Bradel, who's Mr. Kearney's other attorney, and the defense attorneys in this case. There's a record that has been represented that the attorneys in Mr. Kearney's case, Mr. Bedrow, Mr. Bradel, have an understanding with the defense attorneys in this case, that there's an ongoing long-term implicit mutual assistance and mutual defense that they've been a part of for a long time. Now, the Commonwealth is not entitled to any product of a mutual defense, but it is curious in that Ms. Reed and Mr. Kearney are not co-defendants. It is curious that given the indictments, most of them that deal with witnesses in this case that allegedly have been harassed and intimidated, it is curious that that relationship exists and the nature of that relationship. It's not something that I think I'm entitled to, but the court certainly could delve into that ex parte. It's important because we'll later talk about, in a sanctions motion, a violation, a direct violation of protective orders in this case. And the discovery in this case was provided to special attorney in Mr. Kearney's case to make sure that there was a thorough review of all discovery, and much of that was turned over subject to a protective order. And I expect there'll be a similar motion in Mr. Kearney's case. Within 24 hours of the violation in this case, there was a violation of different material in that case. And so inevitably, you have Attorney Bedrow who will be serving two masters. He will receive protected information in this case that is supposed to remain protected and not leaked and distributed to the media and the press and court pleadings. And some of that information will not be information that Mr. Kearney is entitled to. And being in a position of representing two different defendants who are not co-defendants, being in that position is going to be a difficult task to manage. And I am worried, and I have good reason to be worried, about the privacy of our protected material. I have good reason to be concerned about the improper dissemination of our material. I have a reason to be concerned about the continued harassment and bullying of witnesses. And this information, if a court order won't protect it, then nothing will. Then nothing will. And so we know this relationship is substantive. We know it is a deep relationship. The attorneys, in fact, in this case, have direct communications or had with Mr. Kearney, over 29 calls each. And so, not to speculate, but having a mutual agreement, a mutual aid agreement, does not allow an attorney then to become one of the attorneys who is entitled to protection under a protective order in a particular case. It doesn't. And that concerns the government. And so while I do not object to Attorney Bedrow, they should have as many lawyers as they want. I think the court should have some caution and some concern and should consider some type of inquiry ex parte without the Commonwealth present about the nature of this joint aid agreement and the history of it and whether protected information was ever shared prior to Mr. Bedrow presumably joining this case, and whether there's protocol in place that if there is protected information in this case, that it does not leak again. It does not get shared with a non-co-defendant. I don't even know how to describe the relationship. I'm asking the court to consider assuring itself of those safety measures because this trial is going to happen. And these witnesses should be able to walk into this courtroom without fear, without bullying, without abuse, and that has not happened. For many reasons, it has not happened. And this makes it a more complicated issue. The defendant is entitled to a fair trial, which means she's entitled to another attorney. So I don't object. But the Commonwealth is entitled to. The Commonwealth is entitled to a fair trial, and the witnesses are entitled to walk in this courtroom without being abused. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Giannetti, I have to consider everything that was just said, but I'll wait for your affidavit.
Right, we'll try to address those issues in the affidavit, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right, the next one I believe is paper 489, Commonwealth's motion to amend the December 5th order pertaining to audio recordings in possession of Gretchen Voss and/or Metro Corp. Relatively straightforward, but I'll hear you, Mr. Brennan.
Your Honor, you provided us the full audio between the defendant attorneys and Ms. Voss. I'd like to have it transcribed because I expect to use many parts of it for trial. The order was all the attorneys could listen to it. I can report none of the attorneys have listened to it other than me. It was sent to a transcriber, but I told the transcriber not to listen to it or record it because although I expect it might have been in the protective order, I want to be beyond caution on this and beyond reproach. So I'm asking permission for me to be able to make a copy, stenographer make a copy so that we can identify pieces that we expect to use for trial.
Okay, there's no objection to this, is there?
No, Your Honor.
Of course, I'll provide defense a copy if they want.
Yes. All right, so this is allowed. All right, so the next is paper 490, Defendants Rule 14 and 17, motion for court order authorizing defense access to the Lexus in Traverse and to the driveway at 1 Meadows Avenue in Canton to conduct an independent testing and analysis. I did receive this morning an affidavit from attorney Mark Diller on behalf of the O'Keefe family in response to defendants Rule 14 and 17 motion for court order authorizing defense access to the Lexus in Traverse and to the driveway at 1 Meadows Ave in Canton to conduct independent testing and analysis. I assume counsel has seen this affidavit of Mr. Diller?
Yes, Your Honor. In the interest of saving time, I would alert the court that Mr. Brennan and I have conferred prior to today, and today he handed me a drive that appears to have the 3D scans that we were seeking.
Okay.
So that may well satisfy us, and I would ask that the court take no action on this motion until we've had a chance to view them, and we may not need to have action on this motion.
Okay. I do just want to say it's clear from this affidavit that there's the spirit of cooperation, even though unnecessary, frankly, on behalf of the O'Keefe family. So I would not do anything really other than what their lawyer has suggested.
Understood.
Okay. All right, so no action taken. So the next is paper 493, defendant's motion to reconsider reciprocal discovery order, and paper 503, the Commonwealth's opposition. So who is arguing this motion for the defendant?
I will be, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll hear you.
Would you like me to address both issues first or?
Both issues.
Okay. So, Your Honor, taking first the motion to reconsider the reciprocal discovery order, I start by acknowledging that the court has wide discretion in this area with regard to discovery orders and reciprocal discovery orders. I'm also aware of the court's ruling in the first trial whereby we were ordered essentially to turn over any evidence that we were going to use when impeaching Commonwealth's witnesses. And that's what we're asking the court to reconsider. It is our position, Judge, that, part of, and I believe I quoted a case on the last page of the motion, the effectiveness of page 12, Judge, of my motion. The effectiveness of cross-examination often depends on being able to surprise a witness, particularly an accusing witness, with evidence that contradicts or is inconsistent with his trial testimony. And With regard to at least two witnesses, the examples that we outline in the motion, we were deprived of that very legitimate exercise of confronting a witness and surprising them with an inconsistency in their testimony. With regard to Ms. McCabe, it was never mentioned anywhere that she spent an hour at the home, the personal home of Mr. Lank from the Canton Police Department. That only came up after we were ordered and did produce, pursuant to the court's order, the geofence data, which revealed that that meeting did take place. And so, the Commonwealth, armed with that information, went and talked to her about it, obviously, because she was very well prepared on cross-examination to address that issue and came up with a very detailed explanation that appeared to diffuse the fact that she hadn't mentioned it before. She was very well prepared for that. Secondly, with regard to the juvenile witness, as the court remembers, I'm sure from the first trial, we had that video of the steak tips incident, and it clearly did not show the type of animosity that had been originally prepared. And so when it came time for trial testimony, it turned into something different. It turned into, well, that was a takeout incident, which, we question what was done behind the scenes to, arrive at that conclusion as well. I also, include in the motion, and just to be clear, Judge, this is something I will start with in addressing the motion for sanctions. This is my motion. I drafted it. None of my co-counsel saw this motion before it was filed. So I take responsibility for everything that's in there. But we also make the point that with regard to, Trooper Proctor, it appears as though there was, he was monitoring the trial. At least that's the inference that we draw, because he specifically says the one part that he didn't want to watch was Mr. Jackson's closing argument. And he obviously uses derogatory language toward him as well. If we turn over this information in advance, not only does the Commonwealth get a chance to blunt this information by having the witness be given an opportunity to mold their testimony to take into account the impeachment information, but this is I won't say unique trial, but it's a rare trial that is streamed online. There's obviously a lot of press interest. Some people are watching everything that goes on. The court has issued sequestration orders. We don't know for sure whether they've been complied with. And to the extent that we turn over this impeachment material and the Commonwealth uses it, it's another opportunity for a witness to see potentially in advance something that could otherwise be damaging toward cross-examination. So switching to the Commonwealth's motion for sanctions.
Let's wait. When I said both, I thought you meant 2 points that you made up to.
Understood.
All right, so, Mr. Brennan?
The court shouldn't force reciprocal discovery. You shouldn't force it, Your Honor. Trial by ambush is simply that, trial by ambush. There were many instances when I reviewed this trial where the defense came up to sidebar, they had pictures, photos, things they didn't turn over that they expected to use for impeachment. And the rule requires them to do that. The reporter's note to Rule 14 talks about reciprocal discovery. Quote, even-handed discovery to both sides will improve both the administration and the delivery of justice. A witness has a right to look at information before their testimony. Just like the Commonwealth provides all evidence to the defense should do the same. Now, it's notable in the rules, although they're changing March 1st. We look at Rule 14A1A. That has a limitation in discovery for the Commonwealth under the person's direction and control. The reason for that is because the Commonwealth, unlike the defense, must provide all discovery in their possession and control. So for example, if the Commonwealth is going to call an expert, they have to provide everything. Although the rules are a little bit more limited, it is the best practice to provide everything. If the Commonwealth is not going to call a witness, they still have obligations. And that is why that language is in Rule 14A1A. If the Commonwealth seeks consult with somebody, they're not going to call, they need to produce it to the defense. For example, I get random emails from unknown people, anonymous, or sometimes there are names on them, talking about theories of the case. I give it to the defense because it's in my possession, custody, or control. I have no intention of calling an anonymous person, but because I have the information, because I am the Commonwealth, they're entitled to it. If we look under 14B, it's different for the defense. If they're going to call a witness, they have an obligation to produce evidence. If they have evidence they're going to use at trial, they have an obligation to provide it. And so allowing the defense to simply hide information because they think it's impeachment at trial is uneven-handed. It's not fair play. It's not in the interest of justice. There is no caveat or exception for the defense that they're entitled, in state court anyways, federal rules are very different, in state court for them to withhold reciprocal discovery. The order of the court at the first trial, even though it wasn't followed religiously, was that reciprocal discovery was an obligation of both sides. And that should not change. It's going to create chaos. It's going to create delay in the case, and it's going to create an unfairness. It will be trial by ambush. It will be. And so since there is no caveat or exception for the defense, and since there's no entitlement to withhold impeachment material, we should not make an exception for this team. They should provide it like everybody else. So I'm asking you to maintain the reciprocal discovery order that is already in place, and then hopefully at this trial, it'll be abided by.
Okay. Was there any follow-up to that? The motion for sanctions will be a little bit later.
Right. No, the only thing I would point out, Your Honor, is that with regard to the report of Jen McCabe, or Jennifer McCabe, I should say, revealing this link meeting, that report wasn't provided to us until after she testified. And I think this court remembers from the trial that there was sort of a rolling discovery that we received even as the trial was going on. So I just wanted to make that point.
Okay.
Your Honor, I've tried my best, and I will continue to provide all discovery timely to the defense.
Thank you.
I've been on the side where late discovery comes in a trial, and I never want that to happen. Sometimes exceptions happen on both sides, but that is not the intent of the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is doing everything possible to give the defense more discovery than they're entitled to as early as we can.
All right. Thank you. Next is paper 495. This is defendant's motion to compel discovery, and then there was a response from the Commonwealth. Paper 502. So who's arguing this for the defendant?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, we filed a motion to compel certain discovery that is still outstanding. There's 10 items. I'll address those in turn. The first request deals with.
I'm sorry, before you do, so you have the Commonwealth's response, right?
Yes.
Where it doesn't object to some. Are you going to skip over those? Or?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. For those, I'll just ask that the court allow those requests. For request 1, Your Honor, we've asked for all chain of custody logs, reports, evidence logs, and other documentation regarding how the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office and the Massachusetts State Police came into possession of each distinct production of Canton Police Department video surveillance footage from January 29th. As the court has heard many times, we have received 3 separate productions. One before trial, which was missing the precise time Ms. Reed's Lexus was brought into the Canton Sallyport garage. Another production in the middle of trial, which included an inverted video showing only the left portion of Ms. Reed's taillight, not the condition of the right rear taillight in the Sallyport garage when it was first brought in. Then we have a third production, which was not turned over until after trial in this matter. In that production, we have video surveillance footage from outside the Canton Police Department, where it shows Brian Higgins on his cell phone talking to someone at 1:30 a.m. outside of the Canton Police Department. The only report or documentation associated with any of those 3 productions is a singular report from July of 2024 that details an IT person, Colleen Crawford's, review of video surveillance footage and summarizing information about what she looked at. We have no chain of custody logs, no evidence logs, no reports regarding the download of that information. We don't know who the custodian of records is with regards to those 3 productions, or how this information magically appeared in the Massachusetts State Police and Norfolk County DA's possession. We are entitled to that. We're simply asking for what we have in all the other video surveillance footage, evidence logs, a copy of when that was booked into evidence. The Commonwealth cannot skirt their discovery obligations by simply failing to memorialize evidence that doesn't help them.
So does the Commonwealth have an obligation to create a document if that's not already in existence?
That information is in their possession. It's Brady, right? We have Canton police officers who handled this footage. We have Massachusetts State Police officers who handled this footage. They know that they downloaded the information. You cannot skirt your Brady obligations by failing to memorialize things in reports. We are asking for basic reports from the witnesses who recovered this evidence. They can't avoid cross-examination on evidence that they're admitting at trial by failing to disclose who obtained it and when. And I can understand why they might not want to do that. There's an ongoing federal investigation. No one seems to want to take ownership of these videos, but that does not absolve them of their Rule 14 obligations. We still don't know who the custodian of records is. The Commonwealth cannot skirt its mandatory discovery obligations by refusing to memorialize this material and relevant evidence in a report simply because they don't want the individuals involved to be questioned about it. The Commonwealth is intentionally subverting its obligations under Rule 14. We're asking that this request be allowed.
All right.
The second category of information, Your Honor, is information that relates to the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office investigation clearing Officer Matthew Farwell of the murder of Sandra Birchmore. There's certain names that this court will recognize. First responding officer, Sergeant Link. Detective, Kevin Albert. Trooper, Mike Dunn. Trooper, Zach Clark. Colleen Crawford. Lieutenant John Fanning. Trooper Garino. Lieutenant Brian Tully. Trooper Kathleen Prince. And Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey. All of these individuals are material and relevant witnesses in this case. They are also material and relevant witnesses in the investigation that cleared sworn peace officer Matthew Farwell in the murder of Sandra Birchmore. The parallels in these 2 cases could not be clearer. It's the same material witnesses, same investigators, same prosecutors, same failure to investigate a law enforcement officer who should have been a suspect. Specifically in terms of our requests, we've requested an unredacted copy of MSP report number 26. There are certain reports in this case, Your Honor, that deal with material witnesses that are so heavily redacted that we can't make sense of what is even in them. It deals with an interview conducted by 2 material witnesses in our case, Lieutenant Fanning and Trooper Kathleen Prince, and we're simply asking for an unredacted copy of that report. As to request 3, we're asking for an unredacted copy of public record responses regarding email correspondence and communications associated with the Sandra Birchmore investigation. The communications we've received in our case have been revelatory, material and exculpatory. Given the consistency and parallel type of investigation, the communications between and among law enforcement officers and the Norfolk County DA's office with witnesses who are material to our case are relevant and should be turned over in discovery. Finally, we've also asked for an unredacted copy of all reports, communications, and handwritten notes and other documents from the Sandra Birchmore investigation concerning material law enforcement witnesses in our case. Your Honor, the reports by investigating officers that led to the improper clearing of Peace Officer Matthew Farwell in the Birchmore case go directly to the credibility of those law enforcement officers and their reports. The reports that they drafted in reaching certain conclusions, clearing Officer Farwell, directly go to their credibility. In our case, which again, deals with the clearing of a fellow officer. And I would cite one example, Your Honor. For example, Massachusetts State Police Trooper Garino, the same person who obtained and analyzed the electronic devices in our case and reached certain opinions and conclusions, also analyzed electronic data in the Birchmore investigation. As it turns out, Trooper Garino made certain ultimate conclusions in at least one of his reports, stating that really there's nothing to see here. I found some text messages. They corroborate that Matthew Farwell had a consensual relationship with Sandra Birchmore. No evidence of improper conduct, nothing to see here. Yet, when the federal investigators looked at the electronic data, they recovered tens of thousands of text messages between Birchmore and Farwell that implicated Farwell in her murder. The text messages, which are publicly available and referenced in federal search warrants, affidavits, are incredibly disturbing. They establish that he had sex with her as a minor when she was in a cadet in the Stoughton Explorers program. They detail violent fantasies. It's clearly implicates Matthew Farwell. It's not even a close call. Is it relevant and material to us that the same expert would analyze a fellow officer's electronic devices and make those types of conclusions? Of course it is. This information goes directly to Garino's credibility, bias, competency, and ability to conduct an investigation in this case, where there were law enforcement officers who should have been suspects. As to request number 5, Your Honor, we're asking for documents related to the internal affairs investigation into Trooper Michael Proctor. As the court knows, we have an ongoing Rule 17 motion as well with regard to these documents. The Massachusetts State Police is an agent of the Commonwealth. The internal affairs investigation happened quite recently. We're asking the court to go ahead and order those documents because we are on the eve of trial. The administrative hearing that took place deals directly with allegations of misconduct by Trooper Proctor in this case. If Attorney Brennan's position is that these documents are not in the Commonwealth's possession, we're asking the court to go ahead and just order that information be produced so that we're not having to scramble on the eve of trial to obtain that information.
So if it's Rule 17 instead of Rule 14, the third party has to be served, right?
So there is an ongoing order, Your Honor, under Rule 17 as well. We already filed that, a Weenus motion back in 2022, and it was ongoing.
All right. If somebody can tell us the paper number so we can find that.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will. The Commonwealth has indicated that they do not object to requests 6 and 7, so we'd ask that the court allow those requests. As to requests 8 and 9, those deal with a request for communications between the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office and its law enforcement agents on the one hand, and all experts retained by the Commonwealth in connection with this case. We find the Commonwealth's response to this request objecting to it particularly interesting. They claim the request is overbroad, that it is beyond the scope of Massachusetts Rule of Criminal Procedure 14. And the reason it's interesting that they're objecting to this request is because our discovery request is copied verbatim from Attorney Brennan's request as to the ARCA experts. Now that he's on the receiving end of that request, he's objecting to it. All we're asking for are the material and relevant communications that the Commonwealth and its agents have had with their experts in preparation for this case. Ms. Reed is entitled to that, and it's proper in terms of being able to effectively cross-examine those experts. And as to request 10, Your Honor, there's no objection. We'd ask that that be allowed.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Brennan.
It's important to represent facts accurately. And the court has ordered in the past when representations have been made that they be accurate. We hear an echoing of a claim of Brady, but we hear no substance behind that claim from the defense as to, number one, Commonwealth is not going to make logs up that don't exist. They're not going to make a record of something that is not in writing, that there is no witness for. The defense has asked for chain of custody, logs, evidence, reports. If they existed, they would get them. I told the defense in an informal discovery request I would look into any chain of custody information, and I did. I've spoken to a number of witnesses, including the retired sergeant, and I expect that I will have him write a report to give to the defense, and I'll provide them all the information that I have about what I could find out about the tapes that were provided in this case, where they came from, who downloaded them, who touched them, and who they went to. But there are some things the Commonwealth cannot do. They cannot simply invent a log when a log does not exist, and they cannot invent a chain of custody that is not in writing and there is no witness to. I've done my best to be thorough and diligent, and they will receive a report and have all the information that we have. It's odd that it's important during argument to mention that there's an ongoing federal investigation and then list a number of witnesses for the Commonwealth, implying somehow something's nefarious, that these witnesses are involved in this other controversial case that has nothing to do with this case that the defense would like to parasite onto. And so they just throw out terms and words for our audience that's here on our right to try to create an illusion of impropriety. There is nothing that they have provided about the Birchmore case that will provide a basis for the Commonwealth to then now go scramble and search for information that there's no good faith actually exists. It's easy to throw out a name and attach it to the Birchmore case, troopers, the DA, malign their name the way they know how to do. But when you're arguing a discovery motion, there must be a factual basis for it, a factual basis, a good faith basis. We hear the defense say that Trooper Guarino says, nothing to see here. I have not seen that report where Trooper Guarino says nothing to see here. I don't know what report they're speaking about when they suggest Trooper Guarino had done something wrong in a different case. They imply it. They're suggesting that's the basis for you to compel discovery on a case that has nothing to do with Miss Reed's case. They just say it. And so you should reject outright an argument that tries to imply impropriety when there is none, with no factual basis or good faith basis, because they want to entertain our audience. And so the reality is the Birchmore case is being investigated by federal authorities. There's been a number of disclosures by the Commonwealth for information that has been public record. And there is no good faith basis that there is something in that case that is relevant in any way to this case. Ms. Birchmore was a victim. Number 4, unredacted copy of all reports, communication, handwritten law enforcement notes, again, in the Birchmore case. Why? Why that case? Troopers work on many cases. That case certainly has a public appeal to it because of the harshness of it, the sadness of it. But what does it have to do with this case? Nothing. But invoking it is helpful for the defense. So they do. You should reject it outright, Your Honor. Number 5, all communications, documents, reports, memorandum regarding Trooper Proctor administrative proceedings. Any information in the Commonwealth's possession and control, we would and we do turn over. In addition to what's in our possession and control, we know that there's likely statements that would be helpful for the defense. So we have an affirmative obligation under Graham. In fact, I had a conversation with defense counsel, and they asked if I would join them in a phone call and speak to counsel for the state police to try to encourage the production of materials in this case, whether they're exculpatory or not, even material irrelevant. And I agreed I would do that upon request. Now, that call has not been set up by the defense, but when it is, if it is, I will be there and I'll advocate for them for this information. In addition, there's a Rule 17 that has been ordered by this court that imposes an ongoing duty separately upon the state police. Now, state police have certain protection where it's an internal affair investigation by law. I cannot usurp that law. I can only earnestly try to my best of my ability. I sent an email on January 28, 2025 to a number of attorneys at the state police. And I informed counsel in view of the Commonwealth's responsibilities under Brady v. Maryland in Giglio, and most recently set out in McFarland and Graham. The Norfolk District Attorney's Office is inquiring whether the Mass State Police Legal Department and law enforcement officers assigned to the State Police General Headquarters in possession of any relevant materials, statements of Mr. Michael Proctor, witness statements, and any findings relative to the department investigation and hearings relative to this matter. The Commonwealth is under a continuing duty to inquire and obtain all relevant evidence pertaining to witnesses in the matter of Commonwealth v. Karen Reed. All potentially exculpatory and relevant evidence must be disclosed to the defense. Exculpatory evidence is any evidence that would tend to exculpate the defendant or tend to diminish credibility. Exculpatory evidence also includes any allegations of misconduct that bear upon the truthfulness and the integrity of the investigation or could be read as suggesting bias or would question one's credibility to be impartial. In addition to any obligations under Mass Rule 14, Commonwealth alerts Internal Affairs Division of Massachusetts State Police to an ongoing Mass Rule Criminal Procedure 17 order for the production of records regarding the investigation of Trooper Michael Proctor, to the extent that any records beyond that was initially produced in March 19, 2024. Please provide forthwith to the Commonwealth and the defense. So we are and have made best efforts to provide all of that material. The defense is entitled to it. We cannot force them or compel them, but there is the Rule 17 motion, and we'll continue to abide by our obligation and duty. Number 6 and 7, we do not object. Number 8, there is a difference between ARCA, and we'll discuss that in more detail when we get to the ARCA motion, and expert discovery. We have provided, there is a difference between ARCA as an expert witness and typical expert witnesses. I can assure the court that we provided our entire case file for our accident reconstruction expert. We provided all of our materials for all of our experts. The discussion between the experts, the oral discussion between the experts and me cannot be replicated. If there was anything inconsistent or exculpatory or helpful for the defense, I would reduce it to writing and I would provide it to them. They have all the materials our experts relied upon. They have all of the reports. They have all the raw data. They have the research material. I do not believe that tracking phone calls for a regular expert is possible, number one, and has any relevance whatsoever. It is different for ARCA, and again, I'll delve into that when we talk about ARCA because that is a very unique situation. We have been very broad in our expert disclosures. Written communications, number 9, email, text message between Norfolk County DA's office, law enforcement, and any expert. Again, there's scheduling issues. I've been through emails and text messages, and I have given a healthy production of materials that are relevant, would even suggest any type of bias. And in addition, I've asked for a production of any statements whatsoever with any witnesses in this case so that I can review them. And I've received production from 2 troopers in this case that I have to review. I received them at the end of last week, and I'll continually look through all correspondence available to me for Rule 14 materials and provide it.
All right. Any follow-up, Ms. Little?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll take that under advisement. Do you have that Rule 17 paper number?
Your Honor, we don't have the paper number yet for the motion.
Yeah, we'll have to find, I mean,
I
we're
can
over
give that to the
500
court
at this point, so.
Yes.
All right. All right, so next we'll move on to the so-called ARCA motion, Commonwealth's motion to exclude employees of ARCA, paper 497, and the opposition 505. So, Mr. Brennan? Sure.
Your Honor, my purpose is not to deprive the defense of an expert or deprive the defense of an ARCA expert in this case. But there has to be a minimum requirement of reciprocal discovery and discovery before a party can call a witness. It's not enough to say that the witness is helpful or unhelpful. There has to be full disclosure when calling an expert. It's interesting that the defense's position is that the information is unavailable to them, and that since there's been a voir dire and trial testimony, that should be enough. Well, what the government worries about is that there is other things that are relevant, like compensation, promise, reward, inducement, whether there's collaboration between one side or the other and that expert witness that they don't know about and can't ask about, that there's some type of bias or favoritism that the expert might have towards one side for whatever reason. So if that information is not disclosed, then it is not only an impediment, it creates a position where it is an unfair examination. It's not the ARCA witnesses that I have the issue with. It's the issue, the fact that I don't have adequate discovery. If the defense is going to be a proponent of those witnesses, they have obligations, Rule 14 obligations for basic discovery. Now, I wasn't at the last trial, but I've read the transcripts. And on June 10, 2024, you asked the defense about ARCA, and it was represented, these experts were hired by the federal government and they provided a report to us pursuant to a TUI request. It was specifically outlined and ruled that they could not prep with us for trial. Could not prep with us for trial. And so Your Honor said, so I'm to believe that the defense is calling 3 witnesses that you've never spoken to and putting them on the stand here. And the answer, that's essentially it. We've spoken to them only for purposes of coordinating their testimony and their background. We've not been able to interview them regarding their findings, which are outlined in detail in the reports that both sides have. Your Honor said, see, I don't see that as being the report. I don't see that as being detailed. It leaves a lot of questions as the gatekeeper as to what they can testify. And you have not complied with your Rule 14 obligations. And the defense says, we can't, Your Honor. And Your Honor said, so you can't, but you haven't. So I'm left with that you have not complied.
So where in the transcript is this?
On page 2812 and 2813 of June 10, 2024. Now, having some familiarity with the federal government, it seemed to me, based on my limited experience, there was much more to the story. So I called the federal government and I tried to encourage them to provide full discovery so that the experts could testify. I was resigned to a TUI letter. I've been down that road many times. It's a dark road that never sees the light of day. So I filed a TUI letter, comprehensive TUI letter. And it was delayed. And over a long period of time with requests and deadlines, I finally received a response that was unresponsive. And it was striking that it wasn't noted as unresponsive, just when I read the materials and Attorney McLaughlin actually identified them. They didn't respond to our request, so Attorney McLaughlin wrote back. And then we got new materials, just some. But these materials are the very reason why the defense should not be able to call witnesses without giving full discovery. Having not been at the last trial and reading the transcripts, I only have a flavor for the last trial. So there is email correspondence between the defense, not only the federal government, but the ARCA witnesses themselves. A recent request for their appearance pursuant to TUI, which I have no issue with. But if we look back earlier in the relationship, what we see back in March 22nd, 2024, is that there are conversations between the defense, Attorney Jackson, and Daniel Wolf, who's one of these ARCA witnesses. Thank you so much for taking the time to get on the phone with me this morning pursuant to our conversation. Please feel free to forward an engagement letter to this email address. I will get that countersigned and returned to you forthwith, along with your retainer as required. Commonwealth, as I understand it, was not aware of any promised rewards or inducements or payment. They relied on a reciprocal discovery order of this court for that information. Response: hi, Alan. Subsequent to our conversation on Wednesday, the U.S. Attorney's Office asked we pause any further conversation until we received additional information from their office regarding how our involvement will move forward. Now, it's not the opinion that troubles me, it's the relationship, and Commonwealth should have an even playing field. Saturday, June 22nd, Daniel Wolf writes, Alan, I spent some time this morning putting together a brief outline of my qualifications, also attached my D&T list. I obviously won't say what the response is verbatim, but I gave you a general sense of what my response would be. Again, I thought your questioning during the voir dire was fantastic, so please feel free to make whatever changes you feel necessary. Now, this isn't information provided by the defense in reciprocal discovery. This is information provided by the federal government after numerous requests, TUI requests, and an insistent, the best I can, to get as much information as I can. We then are provided an outline of questions and answers for a direct examination. The Commonwealth did not have the luxury to privilege, did not even know that there was an outline that was being disseminated by this totally independent witness who took no side other than that of the truth. What follows from this outline is then the outline with remarks from this independent expert who knows nobody. So we see in the margins in the notes, this fair-minded, objective witness says, so not being able to inspect the vehicle is something that's not uncommon in your line of work. And he writes, absolutely not. And then he comments, not sure if you want to put this somewhere in the direct examination. I have a feeling they, the Commonwealth, are going to argue I didn't personally inspect the vehicle. I had enough information from the material I reviewed, so it wasn't necessary. Need to show the jury it doesn't matter in this case.
What's the date of that?
It's not dated. It's not dated. The TUI request is a recent February response, but they send random documents. There's no real accounting. Now, I'm not saying that undermines the conclusions of ARCA, or not. I'm not saying they're not qualified witnesses, but it certainly shows some bias. I've turned over a lot less in this case than this. Another comment. Would be fair to say because you had a lot of nighttime visibility work, your cases frequently involve pedestrians. Yes, unfortunately, there is a direct correlation between the time of day and pedestrian fatalities. Statistically speaking, most pedestrian fatalities occur during the evening and night hours. That would have been nice to have. So my specialty in the area of lighting and human factors results in a lot of my cases involving pedestrians. Pretty important stuff in this case. And then he comments, if you don't want me to say this, that's fine. That's fine. Shh, don't tell them. Have you qualified as an expert in court before? Yes, I realized my testimony, I said it 20 times when you asked how many I've been qualified. I misinterpreted the question. My fault. 11 trials, 7 depositions. Not sure if you want me to clear that up. I don't know if it was ever cleared up. And then a bill from ARCA to the defense for $23,925. That's not trample. That's not trial by ambush. That's getting duped. So I didn't know any of this, but I've tried a few cases. I've been around the federal court a little bit. I know how it works. Sometimes parties pick sides. It creates an imbalance and unfairness, and then it allows the ability to one side to use ghosts. They create illusions and shields and say something's there and something's happening, a federal investigation and this person, and then this happens. I don't care if the ARCA witnesses testify at trial. I don't care about their opinions, but I care that it's unfair, imbalanced, and hidden. And the Commonwealth, like the defense, is entitled to discovery. So if they can produce the discovery, I'd welcome ARCA.
All right, I'm going to take a recess before the response.
All right, please. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is great stuff, man. Yep, there's the fan. She's downstairs slugging a claw right now, taking a piss.
Wow.
Oh my
You
God.
see this shit?
Crazy, dude.
Dude, what's going on in this world? Upside down world. Here we come.
Just a lot of figure pointing, a lot of
You do this, you do that, blah, 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 blah. Come on,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah. Hanky's
He's not playing fair.
no. No, it sounds like we're playing, like I said, like if you're gonna play in the mud, we're both gonna have to
You go
play.
there.
Yeah.
They're in that mud. Did you see how they wrote the same freaking motion that he wrote?
Yeah.
And he didn't like it.
No.
He's pissed.
Of course, but so what? That, you know, how many times have we been pissed because he filed some stupid motion, you know, it's a waste of time, but he does it anyways. Now he's like, well, there's no more honor among thieves, so to speak. So anytime they want something, it's going to be a motion, period. Which
That's wrong, guy.
Well, I agree with that because I don't want like any backroom deals. Like, hey, you know, we spoke about this in the back room. It just doesn't seem to be working out. So
But that's how stuff gets taken care of. We'll give you this. I'll get this to you. I know I owe you this.
Yeah.
I'm working on that. That's just what lawyer stuff. That's what lawyers do. You know that. It's all done behind the scenes. It's all done over cocktails. Kidding me?
Yep, but it's not happening.
Yeah, no, they ain't playing games. They're not playing this with two of them.
Hank fucked around with Canton PD. Something happened there. Something happened there. Someone has that on a stick, the whole thing somewhere.
They won't release the log file that shows when it was created, when it was accessed, who the author was. They don't want any of that.
That's right.
But that's what we're asking for.
Right. Chain of command. Right.
It's there. Yes.
Right. And then to have it
not given any argument to say no.
It's crazy, dude.
You notice that?
Right. And you know, to try to say we're ambushing them with ARCA. No, you have to understand. Lally had full access to them too. He's not quoting that is all.
Hank made a comment out there at the podium about, like the FBI, right? But Hank, there is an FBI investigation. You can't skim over that shit.
That's right.
There is one currently.
Yeah.
Yep. Hank, hello? Does he not realize that there is one?
And it's still going on with one with Birchmore.
They just made an arrest, literally.
Right.
And they had think of it, they had 2 years, Mike.
Yeah. I'm trying to lock him up. That was the state police in Canton PD. And it's funny, he named all the people, Liza named all the people in the Birchmore case. Albert, Lank, Dunn, Clark, Fanning,
Yep.
Reno, Tully, Albert, and Morrissey, Prince, right? Those
Yep.
are every single one that are involved with the Reed case.
And you know what pissed me off is that Hank just blew it off as a simple homicide.
Right.
Dude, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
That bothers me, dude. She had a baby. It's double homicide.
Right. Right. So people are asking, what was the $23,000 for? That was probably for showing up.
Yep.
You know, that wasn't for anything else. It wasn't for the
No,
work.
if you want them, you got to pay for them to come here and then put them up in hotels and feed them. And
So
yeah,
here's my point. So the FBI does the work. They get what they wanted. Karen didn't do this, right?
right.
Now, if you want to take any information that we have and use it, you can, but you're paying for all the travel, hotels, and any other fees associated with it, period.
If I remember correctly, there were two of them, right?
Yes.
And what was the bill?
23.
That's about right. Because the other guy, remember the other guy was 12, but the video guy was 12 grand. He wanted back 13. 13.
That's
So
right.
that's about right for two guys. That's actually not bad. Because they came from local.
And they spent more time here too.
Right. Right.
So what? That's what? Why do you care that she paid 23 grand? If I mean, listen, Lally did the same thing. He piecemealed this shit in all trial long.
Yep.
Right. All
by
trial long.
By the way, here's footage. It's inverted, but here you go. Timestamp all messed with, but here you go.
And she let it in.
Because it was better than nothing. What are they going to say? No?
Right. So like Hank's trying to clean it up a little bit, but it's too late, man. Fucking your boy Lally fucked it all up for you, my friend.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that's definitely a point.
Right. And now they get some response back from the FBI finally, and it just talks about payment and a couple of emails between Alan and one of the PhD guys, and it's like, okay, I mean Dr. Wolf. So what's the big deal? Well, they didn't talk.
They have it.
And he mentions that he specializes in nighttime hits with vehicles. So what? I mean, what the fuck?
See my camera?
Yeah.
See it now?
Yeah, I see it.
Did it go backwards?
No, I can't see that. No.
I inverted my camera. Watch. Bottom says mirror my camera.
Right.
And backwards. It should have flipped.
No, it didn't. I didn't see it flip.
StreamYard.
All I can see is your dashboard.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is
interesting day so far, isn't it?
What do you think about Betterow? You think Betterow's going to get in?
I don't think they can deny him. Really don't think they can deny him.
All right.
But I mean, he's already been approved per se in the court.
Yeah, yes, and all she wants is just more clarification on his specialties. Since I don't I don't know.
I think it's a stretch to try and include Aiden in with the Karen Reed stuff. I mean, I can understand why they would, but it doesn't get them anywhere. Okay, she went to him to tell the story. What's the problem?
Yeah, I think it hurts the prosecution. Yeah, I don't think it hurts the defense at all.
I mean, really, right? I mean, she went to him to tell the story, and it worked.
Right.
Look at what happened. It's around the world now.
Yeah. It's like someone just tweeted out, how could there be any connection between Birchmore and the Reed case?
And yet there is, right?
Yeah, Kevin Albert, Sean Good, Michael Lang, Kenny Berkowitz, Matthew Dunn, Garino, Kathleen Prince, Michael Morrissey, etc. That's perfect. That's exactly what. So if you're like-minded or just okay, so the same people did the Birchmore case, missed all those texts, missed all that stuff. And Hank's problem was I don't see anywhere in any report on the Birchmore case that it was nefarious in any way in terms of the interviews. Fuck, what are you talking about? I pulled up to him in the car in a parking lot, rolled my window down, and asked him. That's not done in a
The
professional setting.
the FBI came to town. What do you
Right.
mean? What are you talking about? The FBI had to do this because your town's so incompetent, you
Right.
couldn't do it. They came after the fact and still did it.
Maybe
That's
he should
my
ask,
face.
maybe he should ask the FBI for emails from the Birchmore case
Yeah, exactly.
instead of asking stuff about the ACA boys.
The dude
So,
rolled up in the fucking cruiser, Mike. I can see it.
right.
Opposite direction. Put the window down. What's up? How you been? How's the kids? Yeah, I just had a kid. Oh yeah, congrats. Oh yeah. Hey, anything happened that? No, not happened. All right, I'll talk to you later. Be good. Rolled out. That's it. Didn't even have the time to invest to even do a proper interview with this guy. Call him down the station. You back to the station. When was the last time you saw her? Blah 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 blah. Get it all on film.
Right. So yeah, so that's why I feel there's a federal investigation still going on in the Birchmore case, obviously,
Yeah.
because I think someone might be squeaking in federal prison right now. How would you not be? So that
And
being
you
said,
know what?
what?
They don't need him to squeak. If they came and popped him, they had enough
Oh yeah.
more than probable cause
Oh yeah.
to freaking scoop his ass up.
Right. Right.
FBI did this, bud.
Yeah.
No, FBI.
So my point being is that, okay, do you want the real information on the Canton PD and what they wrote on the Birchmore case and look at what happened, and then look at what Proctor wrote, look what Lank wrote again, how many times did he change it, how much was it amended? You're going to see a pattern between the Birchmore case and the Reed case.
It's a bad thing, dude.
Hopefully she allows it. I mean, because it's such bullshit. Like, this is frustrating.
Why are we
man.
getting all frustrated and stuff? This isn't even on. Can you imagine being Karen?
No, yeah. I
I
can't.
mean, think of what you're feeling right now. Everyone, think of what everybody's feeling.
Yeah, all I can see.
How'd Karen hold it together?
She does. I mean, she is. And all I see is that Paul O'Keefe smirking behind her a little bit, like.
Yeah, yeah, screw him. But how does she hold it together with all this pressure? Right? We know what's right. We know what's wrong. Right?
Right.
But, I mean, Mike, thank God none of us went through this. Okay? Thank you, God. Unfortunately, Karen's going through it. How do you begin to deal with something like this?
A lot of support from your family and friends, and knowing that you're on the right side. You didn't do this every day, and feeling that you're trying to manipulate people and trying to hide something, which she's not.
Right.
But it seems like the prosecution is doing what usually defendants do that are guilty. Like hiding.
Bingo.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
Bingo. Yep.
Right. Like
hey,
hiding.
listen.
Yeah.
I got a report.
Yeah.
Breaking news, Mike.
Okay, buddy.
Amy is up and around. Took her son out today to go to the movies and stuff. She's up and out.
That's good, buddy.
That's a start, man. Know how big that is?
It's huge. It's huge.
She's actually up and about, dude. Like, we can't ask for more than that, right?
No, that's progression. So what? It's been
a week,
10 days. Yeah.
And she's up walking around, going out.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, if she didn't do what she did, she wouldn't be up and about walking around.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
That's right, buddy.
So I'm thrilled. Thank you, God, for Amy.
Right.
Keep praying for her, please, everybody. Yep. Good for her.
She's awesome, man.
Yep. I'm happy to see she's up and out of the house. That makes me I want to cry. I'm so happy about that. That's a freaking win, guys.
Well, hey, half the hand I just said just through the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has just has just for the very first time gone on record having labeled Sandra Birchmore as a victim.
Whoa.
Right. This is the same Commonwealth that labeled it as a suicide and has yet to charge anybody for her murder while the
Yep.
feds are doing so. So, like we said, like go get the information you need from Birchmore, Mr. Hankey, and you'll find out what the fuck we're talking about.
You don't want to dig down that rabbit hole. That's a dark, dark hole there.
So aides tweeting out Spanky's trying to keep ACA experts out because they spoke with the defense attorney prior to testifying. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no. I like every single Commonwealth witness, like this is a good point. Just like every Commonwealth witness met with Lally before they testified.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
Right?
100%. Yep. Yep. 100%.
So it's not really a Rule 14 violation. It's like a, I don't know
Common
what,
courtesy violation.
something to the effect of that. I don't think she's going to allow any of that bullshit, because that's a great point. And I hope whoever gets up next for the defense, which will probably be Peter Lisi, and hopefully he just says what Turner Boy tweeted and says, well, what are you talking about? We have evidence. We have people talking on trial, Jennifer McCabe, that they talked to Lally prior to this conversation on Cross right now.
Yep.
So what's the fucking difference?
Exactly. Again,
right?
Okay for them, not okay for us.
Yeah, so we don't make a big deal out of it when you get, well, they are now because they want to be able to empower. They don't want the defenses want to turn over and show their cards anymore, because every time they do, the witness gets prepped. So big deal. Acker called, or we called Acker and said, hey, listen, this is what we want to do, or this is what's going to happen, right?
Right.
Such fucking bullshit. When the fucking prosecution did it with their witnesses, they were coached up for why they were there and what time they were there and how many flights of stairs.
No, Mike, you're right. Even Colin met with them. Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
With their lawyers.
That's right.
Good point, Dr. Turtle Boy. Good point, buddy. Yeah.
Again, we're an upside down world here. This ain't making no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, bro.
Colin was in Proctor's wedding. So let's piss her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like almost two sets of standards. Like, okay, yeah, we didn't say shit during the trial unless Alan Jackson would say, hey, it sounds a little bit like it's rehearsed. That was really the only jab they got. We didn't try to say, hey, we want all of the Commonwealth's witnesses that they're going to call to be sequestered, and they can't talk to anybody. Kind of, we want to make sure they're not coached up prior to the questions we're going to ask them, or the issues we have with them.
Oh, of course they were. Right. Of course they were.
Every single one of them.
Yep. How many times did Tristan say we don't remember the time?
Right. I mean, he's just being an idiot. But like, think of like the Sullivan twins. Think about like all the firefighters that were met with what's her name there that met the girl, the one that said I hit him. The was never friends with Caitlin. She was coached up.
Oh God, yes.
Right.
The River twins were coached hard.
Right.
It's kids. Christ's sakes.
The kids were coached up.
Kids were freaking coached up.
So how can you sit there as Hank and say, well, we don't think it's fair? Wait till whoever stands up and says this, what we're talking about right now, which I think they will.
They can pull the log file of who entered into the DA's office.
They can pull. Yeah,
Jen McCabe went with her daughter. Remember that?
Well, I can tell you what. They asked them on stage or on trial on the bench. Did you practice before you came here? And every single one of them, Brian Albert, Brian Hagan, all of them, yes. We met with Lally. Yes. So what is the difference of that versus why someone had an email conversation and then a phone call with one of the defense's specialists? What's the fucking difference? Here's another one. Why didn't Maria Russell? They talked on the phone. They talked about on the last voir dire. Why isn't he throwing that up in the air? There was definitely a conversation between all those people. But now you all of a sudden you get a hard on for the Yocker brothers. Come on, man, because you know it's going to devastate your narrative. Sorry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
again, he's doing his job, fighting the fight, right?
yeah,
Really is. I mean, I'm impressed with Hank.
he's trying his best, dude.
He's giving it a freaking damn shot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's trying his job. His big tweet from Olivia. Imagine after 3 years telling the court with a straight face that a defendant seeking Brady evidence, which is the Commonwealth, has yet to turn over, is an entitlement. What the fuck? If you don't know which side is which, then you don't think the prosecution is the defense. Like we just talked about, right?
Right.
The prosecution is acting like the defense here right now.
Right.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Backwards world.
Yeah, so whoever gets up now better bring up how many times Lally had meetings with Crawford, with
And none of them were fucking recorded or written down.
Correct.
Remember?
Yep.
Remember, Lally didn't have no notes.
Nope. Nope.
Wow.
Yeah. So Nowitzki too, as I said, the crash guys are getting in. Yeah. Yeah. Book it. No, man, this is fucking crazy shit. I've never seen anything like this. I don't really follow this stuff, so this is like new to me. But as you learn more about courts and legal proceedings and other trials, that you kind of get a
Well, we're kind of learning on the fly, right? Everybody, and we're all learning at the same time.
Right.
So we don't go to school for this stuff.
Yeah. So, but I tell you, man, I'm getting educated. Like,
oh well, we're learning. We're absolutely learning. Listen. I know more about this court process than I ever wanted to.
Right. And I'm better for it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like upset when I see something like this trying to
Well, this is the justice system. This is what people freaking go overseas and die for, dude. This is it. This is it. This is what it's all about.
People
right or wrong.
People in London right now are getting arrested for fucking posting a meme.
Dude, scales of justice. Lady Liberty, she blind.
Yep.
Supposedly.
Oh man.
Yep. Scales of justice.
So Mike Madrox is hiding the metadata. Hank Brennan insists that the government is trying to deprive the defense of anything. A claim so absurd it didn't get a response. He probably points to his cooperation, offering the defense the access to White Canton PD Sally Port system. What he pretends not to grasp is that all the interactions on a computer creates metadata. So
everything.
We can find out who actually did whatever is missing.
So Mike.
Yeah.
Your phone and my phone, okay?
Yeah.
You and I are both cops in Canton. We go to a crime scene, right? Car accident with a fatal.
Mm-hmm.
You and I take out our phones. We start snapping pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
We then take our phones and plug our phones in, and we move those pictures or copy them onto the server or into the file for that accident. Accident number, whatever it's given.
Right.
The defense is asking for the original copy.
Right.
Because that original copy can tell you that it was sent out at this day. And not just that, but the original copy tells you when it was made, where it was made, who made it, what device made it, all the coordinates for it. That's the metadata. And it goes with everything. And every time you do something on your phone, it changes that digital fingerprint.
I understand.
That one the checksum number.
Yeah.
What's the name of it again?
The exe file? No.
Nope. To verify the data.
to verify the data.
Yeah, what's that? Like a checksum.
I forget.
It checks to make sure that the data is the original data. It looks at the fingerprint.
Right.
Remember
Okay.
that?
Yeah. I forget the name of it though.
But the hash value. There you go.
Thank
Whenever you add to your phone, you take another picture. You've changed your hash value now.
That's right.
You deleted a picture. You've changed the hash value.
That's right. If you, anything you do has a number associated.
Anything. If your phone goes off, it goes to sleep, and you hit the button to turn it back on.
Yeah.
Hash value, baby.
Yeah.
When did this happen? Where are you?
Hashtag.
Everything. It's all data.
Like Julie Bagel would say, hash brown.
Yeah, hash brown.
No, Bettero is not in court today. No. What I mean, I don't that whole argument about how Reed and Turtle Boy and Bettero, he's worried about leaks. Like Bettero, right? I don't know, man.
Dude, listen to this. Aiden Canny. I'm sitting about 5-6 feet away from Spanky as he stands at the podium. I noticed he was staring angrily at me. So I decided to take up his clear offer and engage in a staring match. I won. Badass. Freaking wow. Dude, really?
RVA, thanks for the $5, buddy.
Hey, RVA, thank you. There was some not nice people saying not nice things to Spanky on his way into court today.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it was bad. That may get us buffer zoned.
We should try to keep that down because yeah,
definitely agree with that.
I mean, I guess back to the point of like, okay, so what if we talk to fucking Acker? You guys talk to every witness on direct before Cross even got to him. So what the hell are you talking about?
I think by law, and here's the problem, Mike.
What?
By law, the defense doesn't have to give over the data. Hank wants all as much as he can get so he can counter it. That's why. That's it. No other reason.
Right. But so
it's a counter.
You're telling me that Lally knew the questions because it was just filling in a timeline, and he backed into a narrative from the back to the front, and just said, "Okay, this is what we need to expect," And then if you're caught, and once you got the phone data from all of your director, your witnesses that you're going to call them direct.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that you were at the Lanks house. When you come up with that? Well, we have to figure out why Colin went up. We have to figure out a way. Colin has to.
You know what we got to figure out? What's with the coffin? What's with the freaking coffin in the room? People got to look at that. Remember, somebody kept coughing.
Yeah. I'll try to pay more attention to it now.
Yeah, they were coughing, Mike. Like they were like, "Help me." Weird, strange. It every time someone coughed, he'd object, and I don't know.
Oh, fuck me. These fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, I have all these motions in front of me, guy. I can't. I mean, people had to type this stuff up.
Yeah.
God love them.
I know, huh?
Yep.
Well, a lot of them at the top, like where they mention the rules or what motions. The rules are all really pretty much cut and paste, but but you got to fill it in.
Yep.
Liza, I'm glad Liza is here today too. That makes me happy.
I saw her stand up, and I was very, very, very happy to see her get up at the microphone.
You got to watch out for the silent ones, man. They know it all.
She's look out. I wouldn't go against that lady.
No. It's weird. Bev is being nice. It's
well,
the back and
cordial.
Okay.
I wouldn't go nice yet. I'd go cordial. She's cordial to him. She's listening to him.
Mods, the back and court. Let's go.
Court again. Getting it. We're getting it.
Talking to flip ahead.
You guys got to let me know when like if we're in a delay here, like if it's gonna be over, so I can run up there.
Yeah, I'll text you. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they left the courtroom. I don't know what the
No,
prosecution.
they're in. Court's back in.
Right. So hopefully we get it up in a second here. I don't know what Maud's handling it. All right, so we're on it. It's coming. Hold on, people. Hold on.
They own it. But good news about Amy. That's freaking dynamite, dude.
Yeah, that's good news.
She's up and about. That makes me so happy that she's out of the house. I can't even tell you.
All right.
So happy for her.
She's suspending? What? Motion's out?
I don't know what that means.
Back in a week? What the
What?
fuck?
They come back? Are they
I
all
don't know.
gone?
We can't get it on, man. Hold on.
The direct examination outline.
Let's go, people.
Reach out to the federal government.
Anybody?
Can anybody hear us?
Position on
I'm here. I'm working on it.
the contract has ended, but the parties could contact ARCA. Obviously, the Commonwealth is in no position to contact ARCA.
Where is it?
Channel 25 has it on right now.
So we've refrained and we will not reach out to them.
All right, so the information that was provided to you, not from the federal government, I'd like a copy of before you leave the courthouse today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
This was a change in
11
position,
o'clock, a week from today.
whether a party could engage. On February 11th, we filed the motion to exclude. February 13th, the defense provided us the emails that I read, February 13th, 2025. I think I said the federal government. It was the defense. February 13th, 2025, they sent us the emails and the direct examination outline. We reached out to the federal government again because I was curious about the change in position on February 6th, that the contract has ended, but that parties could contact ARCA. Obviously, the Commonwealth is in no position to contact ARCA because that would naturally preclude the defense from retaining them. So we've refrained and we will not reach out to them.
All right, so the information that was provided to you, not from the federal government, I'd like a copy of before you leave the courthouse today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 11 o'clock, a week from today.
Your Honor, is it possible to move it one day to the 26th instead of the 25th?
It would have to be at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Here, if I may hand up the discovery that was
Thank you.
provided by the defendant reference by.
Oh, great, thank you.
Is there any way she was suspended for today?
We can do the afternoon of the 25th if the morning doesn't work.
The problem I have, Your Honor, is I've got a hearing on the 24th. I have to fly on the 24th even to be here.
So you can be on Zoom for this if you want, Mr. Jackson.
I'd rather be here, but I have to accommodate whatever the court's calendar is. I have to accommodate the court's schedule. If we can do it live, I'd rather do it live, but I will accommodate the court's calendar.
Are all parties available at 9 on the 26th?
I'm not. Ma'am, just a moment.
Yes. Thank you.
Your Honor, we'll accommodate the 25th, one way or the other.
All right. So we'll see everyone.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Just on behalf of Mr. Alessi, is there any chance the court would entertain the motion that he's doing today or no?
No.
Okay.
All right, 11 o'clock on the 25th.
Thank you.
All rise to the court, please.
Interesting that they didn't allow Lisi to speak, just like we were talking about, about the prosecution being able to get their witnesses on direct prepped as opposed to us. This is fucking nuts. Yeah, Paul Sterry is he's driving me crazy. The bullshit's got to stop. He looks like a fucking psychopath. Tommy, you're on mute.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right. So we got 25th, 11 o'clock, it looks like.
Another week. We're gonna come back in a week, really.
Yep. Yep.
I think Hank Brennan told Bev that he thinks Alan Jackson hired Acker and paid him and had ex parte communications with
Acker.
It's just, Tommy, it's just weird that she wouldn't let Bob Lisi speak.
Obviously, Hanky
Yeah.
is gonna try to
I
make
agree.
the federal
I agree.
investigation look all nefarious.
But not to let Lisi speak today is crazy. But you know what she knows? She already knows that Lally had preparations with all his witnesses or all on direct last trial. So
yeah, I don't know. You know what? Listen, that's why they get paid a higher pay grade than me.
Yeah, so it's breaking news. Beverly Cannone unexpectedly suspends the rest of today's pre-motion trial, paying for the candidate of receiving information that caused her grave concern, she says, related to the federal investigation of this case via Christina Rex. Whoa!
Christina Rex right there.
Yeah, she's saying that she received some information regarding the federal investigation.
Can I ask, what did you ask the judge?
The judge?
Yeah.
No.
Did you do something to investigation?
No. She reported that.
Hold on. What?
She suspended the rest of the case after receiving Karen retrial information that caused her grave concern. Ask her what she caused grave concern about.
Something about, do you know why she said it's grave concern? Something caused Bev grave concern?
Nothing to do with me.
No,
Whatever the hearing was about beforehand.
Something. I don't know what they were talking about, but whatever it was, there was grave concern.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Karen Reed updates did it. That was Christina Rex. That was Christina
Here's
Rex.
a famous guy right there.
You're not famous.
He won. Steering champion.
What's your dog look like, right?
So Aiden, how's it feel to be right in the middle of the whole entire Karen Reed trial?
Awkward, man.
Just all of a sudden, here you go, right?
Well, it's like talking mean about me. I'm like 5 feet away from him. He's being rude to me, He's saying, he's making things up about.
But you're innocent until proven guilty. I don't know what that's about.
He forgot about that. I mean, he represented Whitey Bulger, and he's saying, "I'm a bad guy. Give me a break."
I know. How'd that
Give me
happen?
a break.
How'd that happen?
After one of the steering contests.
Mike, who do you think won? Aiden won the steering contest. Definitely won.
I mean, I'm sitting there, and he's like staring at me, and I'm like,
That must have been awkward as hell, right?
Joe Daniels up on your laptop screen. Did you do that on purpose today? It's called a laptop. Did you do it on purpose? Were you trying to intimidate Jill Daniels by putting that picture up on your screen in court? Jill Daniels, I have an order against Jill. Were you trying to intimidate her?
How does that happen?
Victim of Jill Daniels. Why'd you put her picture up on your screen?
He's allowed to, dude.
Why'd you bring abortion into the courtroom last week? Why did you?
What?
Do you support a woman's right to choose in Massachusetts?
Fake. It was all fake. Fake.
Ask him if he showered today.
The fake one? No.
The fake one.
Okay, okay.
The other fake one.
Which fake one?
Which fake news?
There's children around.
Wait a minute, they put it on the court screen. Don't hold it against me.
I don't control the camera. Does Grant have a belt on? You wearing a belt today?
Maybe I don't need a belt. I'm moving away.
That's why you need a belt, dude.
That's true.
I have one you can have, Grant. I have extras.
No, Tommy, I don't wear it. And you have to take it off, go through a metal detector.
Tommy, go full screen, can you? We go full screen.
The mods can make me full screen.
Yeah, go full screen, guys. If Shelby are there, I don't know who's ever listening.
Oh, let's go. All right, good.
You actually, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's not a happy boy today.
Oh, I know, man. What was that all about?
Cold. Who's this? Here we come. Yep.
What do you got?
Here we go.
Thank you. Awesome job.
Yep. Small.
No idea.
Did you pay the art experts to testify in the first trial?
You froze up, buddy. Tommy, you froze up. I don't know what's going on. Probably a lot of people using the Wi-Fi right now. Tommy's frozen. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm telling you, things are going to get a little dirty now. So people will tell you that Bev looks really upset in court. Yeah. All right, there you are, Tommy. You're back.
All right. Everyone's ready to come back in a week.
All right, buddy.
Like we got nothing to do, right?
Yeah, right. I know.
How much does it cost her every time they come back?
Well, a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of money.
Right. It's unnecessary.
Totally.
It really is. There's no need for this guy.
Yeah, it looks like people were saying in the comments that saw Bev on TV. She looked very upset after break. So I don't know what's going on.
What was she looking at?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
Federal government stuff, right? Right? What was she looking at?
I don't know, man. She probably knows that she's under the gun. You know?
Well, why would you cancel something like this?
So
Unnecessary.
The Christina Rex thing was. Yeah, she mentioned it that it was under her. She tweeted out that Beverly Canone unexpectedly suspended the rest of today's pretrial motion hearing. That's what we wanted to ask her, but whatever.
You know what happened in there? You don't know? All right. Just stopped it, right? That was it.
Yeah.
I'm all done. Yeah. I'm done for today. Well, they were talking about, what were they talking about? FBI stuff?
Karen Reed just said this. Karen Reed Canone, the Commonwealth just provided the court information that causes me grave concern. The
Commonwealth
implication,
provided the court information that caused grave concern. Well, that's
yeah,
probably a it's a Brady violation, probably, right?
the implications of that information may have been profound effect on the defense and defense counsel.
What?
Yeah,
What can be profound on the defense counsel? What?
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened, bro. So yeah, the Commonwealth just provided the court with information that causes me grave concern.
The Commonwealth provided the court
With
with,
information that causes me
okay.
grave concern. So whatever Hank might have said, I don't know. Implications of the information may have profound effect on the defense and the defense's counsel. Whoa.
That's not good for Hank.
All I can say is that maybe he's upset about the communication between Arca, but like to our point,
He brought up. Listen, they both brought up the FBI. Maybe they weren't supposed to. But that's a problem,
All right.
right?
All right. I will.
I don't know. Just again, Mike. Did we all of a sudden forget about the juror that just spilled the beans? I mean, now what are we talking about? What's today's Bev?
Right.
But we're missing so much, Mike.
I know. Joe Flipperhead wants me to call him. He says he'll explain it. But so.
Yeah.
And then someone just asked AJ if you paid them 23. Did you pay them to testify? He said no, but he paid him 23 grand probably for traveling because the FBI is not going to do that.
They won't pay. No, they got paid. Yeah.
Because they did the investigation. That's all the FBI needed. The FBI is not going to assist the defense of Karen Reed by paying.
Do you know anything what's going on?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Do you know anything about what happened in there, Nathan? What happened, man? It's this crazy town. She just says, "Forget it," right? Just go home and just come back. Like it's like you got nothing to do next week, right? Yeah. How we doing today? They love you. They love you guys. Hi. There's Mrs. Reed.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Tom. All right.
Have a good day, all right?
You too.
I'll talk to you later. See you in a week. Okay.
Oh, so Nathan really didn't want to talk about it either. So.
Well, he was all smiles. He did something up.
All right.
Absolutely something up.
All right.
You know it. I mean,
yeah, pay on truth. Yeah, pay for the travel expenses. So what?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we got a week. We got to wait a week.
Jesus Christ. Good job, Tom, catching them all back like that. That was great.
Yeah, lucked out again.
Yes, you did. All right,
Wow.
man. You gonna take it home from here?
Yeah, I got this.
All right, I'll talk to you tonight.
All right, brother.
All right, guy. Good night, chat. Talk to you.
All right, guys, girls, ladies, everybody here. I can't thank you all enough. I really can't. You're all amazing freaking people. Everyone is. Every single person here. Oh boy. So Auntie Bev says that's it, no more. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Weird. Very weird. I don't get it. I'm not supposed to, I guess. I don't know, but I love you. Cold. Red sauce. That. This thing gone. Gonzo. All right. Missing that. Poof. All right. Every time I go out, I miss something. Man, I miss a glove. But whatever. All right, guys. Olivia, it's the mods. You take my mods. Yep. My mods are just top notch. Hands down, without a doubt, the best. They really are. So please thank the mods. They're just wonderful, awesome people that do a lot of work behind the scenes. So, with that said, I am going to schedule my trip home. And Knick-Knack, do you need anything, Nikki? If you need something, Nikki, let me know. Javier, good to see you here. Nina, thank you again for being here. Thanks for being a member. Yeah. Everybody, all you people here, I appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. So, what's happening? All righty. Crazy town here. All right, everybody. I want to say I love you lots, and that's about that. You all have an absolutely wonderful, stupendous day, and we will see you. I think we'll see you tomorrow. What's tomorrow? What day is tomorrow? Yeah, whatever day tomorrow is, we'll see you tomorrow. That's what we'll do. Everybody have a good day, and that said, love you all. Talk to you later.